Quick handball away to Connor Little. Not sure why he went away and played on so quickly, but they're wrapped up there at the 50-metre mark, Wonthaggi. Huther again going up in the ruck with Tommy Hamilton. Huther's height becoming a bit of an issue at the moment. He gets the tap down. McMahon from Traralgon gets a high tackle there, which goes against the Wonthaggi team. McMahon bringing it down the wing on the grandstand side. Benny Warden goes up. Oh, Brett Eddy tried, didn't quite bring it down. Collison with the quick hands to North, who tries to find LaPraise, and unfortunately the ball goes out of bounds there. But Brett Eddy coming up the ground and got a bit of leaps up there.
Yeah,
so,
he did too. Nice.
Did he get a blood nose up there or not? He was pretty. He had a fair leap on him.
I'm thinking, yes, I think you might be right there. Probably number 33 running around for Wonthaggi may indeed be Andy Murray.
Okay, beautiful. Andy Murray's the player that just tackled a few moments ago, McMahon. So for those who are watching the game, 33 Andy Murray, a late in for Blair, who was a late out. So we lost one, we got one as far as the Blairs are concerned. At the moment, the umpire has the ball inside Traralgon's forward 50, Wonthaggi 128, Traralgon one behind, 40 metres Traralgon's goals. Nicely done by Huther, taps it to the advantage of a defender on his side, but a quick kick forward by Neocleus. Can he keep it in play? He cannot. In fact, nowhere near keeping it in play, so there'll be a free kick out of play in the full. It'll go in the left back pocket. It'll go Wonthaggi's way, and it'll go the way of Lachlan Scott. So Lachlan Scott to bring the ball out of defence for the Power.
Just waiting for the ball to be thrown back over the fence. And here he is, Lachlan Scott, in the back pocket there, near the social rooms of Traralgon. He kicks it and he goes wide to the far pocket. It's a contest between Harvey Neocleus and Sparks, and the ball is knocked out over the boundary line.
Timmy, I'll just do a quick around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. In the AFL, it's Hawthorn who've got a decent lead against the Tigers. It's 6-4-40 to the Tigers 3-3-21.
All right, we'll be looking for a great Gippsland Live player of the day. This could be the player. Neocleus goes forward for goals. Offline falls short. Poor finish really in the end for young Neocleus, who had a bit of time to straighten up, did everything he could, but finish off as nicely as he would have wanted to. So Wonthaggi go towards the outer side of the ground. Can they find a winner? They can't. Dropping what he possibly should have taken. It's a big man for Traralgon, but play on was the call. They're still inside their forward 50. Plenty of the action. Can't get any of the pie. They might now. Quick kick around the corner. Going to be their first goal of the afternoon. It can't. Eddie tried to get it with a mark, but a kick off the ground, and a beauty, I would have thought, by LaPraise, was it? A quick kick off the ground gets Traralgon a goal anyway, and I reckon it's LaPraise that's found the goals, and all of a sudden they're on the board.
He used his ethnicity. You say that? I do butcher the English language a fair bit, but that was a great soccer off the ground by Dylan LaPraise for Traralgon's first goal of the afternoon.
Bringing Traralgon to 1-1-7 at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. LB Forklift scoreboard sees Wonthaggi with a 1-point lead. The Power are on 1-8.
Great contest so far between both sides, and neither has been able to grab an ascendancy early in the game. We're back in the middle. Tommy Hamilton gets up nice and high. He actually gets over the top of Huther. Neocleus puts it quickly onto the boot, sends it forward. LaPraise goes for a contested mark and isn't able to take it. Wonthaggi win the loose ball and push it towards the boundary line, where McMahon for Traralgon is looking to get a hold of it. He's pushed off it by Knowles. Knowles gives a handball out to Sparks. Sparks has been able to hand it back to Andy Murray. There he is again, getting a nice little touch, and brings the ball back into the middle there to Noah Anderson. Anderson sends it forward to the lead of Staley, is it? Yes, and he's able to pick it up, sends the ball forward towards Jack Hutchison, who's tapping it out in front of him, looking to be able to pick the ball up. Unfortunately, Lukey Johnson is able to then get a hold of it. It's a contested ball in there in that forward pocket there for Wonthaggi, and the umpire's pulled out a free kick there to go towards Traralgon.
Yes, indeed, comes grandstand side. They've got McMahon with a little bit of room to move. Looks like a young Neil Milton, or he was taken late. Free kick down the ground. Didn't make much difference. He found his man, and now Neocleus in front of the TRFM commentary position takes the easiest of marks. LaPraise on the lead. He goes that way. Falls a bit short. LaPraise waits, takes the bounce, kicks around the body, threatens the forward 50. All players will be beaten by the boundary line. Right half forward flank. We played 11 3/4 minutes of this first quarter. Boundary throw in front of the deck at the Traralgon Showgrounds. Traralgon trailing by just a point. And attacking as they've done for a lot of this quarter. Pretty even game at this stage. Hamilton taps it down, couldn't find a teammate, cut off, and Wonthaggi do it nicely. They come inboard, they find Tom Davey. He plays on quickly. From the centre of the ground, he kicks inside 50. I reckon he's got a winner, he has. And it's nicely taken by the big man in Jacob Thomas, who'll have to kick from outside 50. Doesn't like his chances. Top of the square's got a one-on-one target. Front of the pack was Traralgon. Rode beautifully it was by Dunbar. He gives ground and then they'll run it through for safety, give up a behind, but not threaten giving up a goal. Good work by the Maroons.
Yeah, big credit there to Traralgon backline too, because they're definitely shorter than Wonthaggi's forwards. Forward line's quite tall, and done a great job there, Traralgon, to hold them off.
Dunbar brought it back in, and Connor Little got the clearing kick out of their back 50. He sends it towards the middle of the wing there, and it's handballed out now to Stephen Scott, who sends it ball well and truly outside the boundary line for a free kick to Traralgon.
If we had rows of seats, that was about 14 rows back, I think.
They're not a huge crowd today, as Traralgon community, not used to seeing some home ground football get their opportunity today. Missing that opportunity though for Traralgon, and picked up nicely it was by Knowles. He couldn't find a teammate. Blair comes in to lend a hand. Nicely done, and off they go. Good running by Luke D'Angelo. Kicks to the advantage of a team on the outer side, and I reckon it was Tate Marsh, the target. Leads with pace. Can he pick that, get a handle on the ball? He can. Can he dance around Lockie Jones? Yes, indeed he can. And can he find a teammate? You bet he can. Lewis D'Angelo, who butted up nicely as an option from outside 50. He kicks to the top of the square, and Eddie went through the hands, just wasn't quite able to get a good grip on it, and through for another minor score.
Traralgon 128, trailing by 1 point on the LB Forklift scoreboard. Wonthaggi 139.
Wonthaggi bring the ball in, and it's marked by Mitch Hayes there, about 40 metres out from there in their back line. Looking to transfer the ball across to the Gippsland, to the grandstand side. Tommy McMahon's able to get a hand in there.
Nice.
And he's picked it back up, and he's put it straight on the chest of Dylan Lepraise there, who takes a mark 10 metres out directly in front.
I tell you, Lepraise's game today already, I really like watching him play because he does present really well. His work rate's great, and he's doubling back. So he's really standing up for the Traralgon side at the moment, and he's going to be rewarded here for his second goal of the afternoon.
Great play by Tommy McMahon there, just on the 50 metre to tap it in front of himself. Lepraise comes in and puts it straight through the middle for his second of the day.
And the other one that should really get some acknowledgement here too is Louis D'Angelo. His work rate then, when he kicked the ball and put it out in front, I wish our listeners had a view of the kick that he put out in front of Marsh so we could run onto it. And Marsh's pace was incredible, but Louis D'Angelo's follow-up from that kick to set up his forwards was second to none.
Traralgon are taking the lead for the first time in the match at the 15-minute mark of this first quarter. They lead by 5 points on the LB Forklift scoreboard. Traralgon 2-2-14, leading Wonthaggi 139.
Really liked what I saw from McMahon then. Didn't blaze away with a punch, third man up. Just tapped it to his advantage, picked up the loose ball, and then had the composure to find Lepraise in the top of the square. Nice work. Nice ruck work there too by Traralgon to keep the ball in play. 15 minutes gone of this first quarter. Gippsland live on TRFM. Round 6 it is. Thanks to our friends at Harvey Norman. We're looking for a best player on the ground. Thanks to Gippsland Isuzu, Lepraise and D'Angelo, McMahon. There's been a few players putting their hands up already. Putting their hand up now is Blair. Can he get a handle on it? The coach of Wonthaggi. No, free kick, dropping the ball. Will go Louis D'Angelo's way. So the young fella gets another touch. Short kick finds Reid. He wants to play on. Lepraise is presenting again and does it nicely. Front of the pack, keeps his hands. Nicely done by McMahon. And a quick kick around the body will go out of bounds on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary. Grandstand side, Traralgon kicking to the right of radio and forcing Wonthaggi back. I tell you what, probably Wonthaggi were favourites as we started this game, but you like what you see from Traralgon at the moment. But as Paul Carter pointed out, first and third quarters for Traralgon are usually pretty good. Second and fourth, they need a bit of work. So this game's got a long way to go, obviously, but if you're a Traralgon fan, you wouldn't be disappointed at early stages as Joel Scholz gets the ball, left foot, the advantage. Can he find a teammate? I reckon he can. Nice lead, nice kick, nice take. And the man who takes the mark was Matty North. Nicely done. He plays on quickly, right foot, threatens the goals. Can he make it? He can't. Tapped and through for another minor score.
Traralgon 2-3-15 have a 1-goal lead now over Wonthaggi on the LB Forklift scoreboard. Wonthaggi 139. We've played just short of 17 minutes into this first quarter.
Traralgon have had most of the possession for the last few minutes. and taking some ascendancy into the game. Wonthaggi slowly working the ball out through Sparks over to the far wing, where they were able to take the mark in Blair. Blair looking to bring the ball back in towards the middle, was cut off by LaPrez. There he is again. Collison with the quick hands to Reed. Reed to Scolders, who's kicked back towards the middle. Is cut off there by Mitch Hayes. Risky kick. He gives a quick handball across to Sparks. Sparks then puts the ball in through forward quickly and well read by Mitch Membry there in the back 50 for Traralgon, who then gets a clearing kick to Connor Little, who played on and then hasn't kicked that ball to McMahon's advantage at all. And that man, Mitch Hayes, he's getting plenty of it too in some of the transitional work there from Traralgon.
Yeah, so 2 times they've gone for McMahon and 2 times the kicks haven't been perfect as they needed to be. Inside forward 50, Wonthaggi go there. Nice work, in close, good, strong body free kick though behind play. Sling tackle, was it, Nick?
Yeah, that was a real bad tackle there by Harley, and there's a little bit of niggle now, and it's probably well justified as well too, because Harley's tackle there was just a little bit late and actually borderline stupid.
Yeah. Mitch Hayes, 6 disposals already, guys, in that first 18 minutes of the game.
So hands on knees, Ty Hirrigan. You don't want him unavailable for any period of time. One of the stars of the Traralgon side, behind play. Little bit of push, shove. My mum's bigger than yours. That's between Wonthaggi.
Or something about their mothers anyway.
Yeah, Fergus O'Connor and Harvey Neocleus. Coming in to lend a hand is Collison.
Never too far away from it, is Collison.
That's right. Collison won't mind taking it on.
No, absolutely. And I think they're going to try, and they're looking to try and get...
I'm surprised there's not a report. There you go.
Card.
There you go. It was pretty serious what he'd done. I saw the whole thing pretty clearly, and it wasn't even in the play.
Okay,
It was
so
just,
Troy Harley yellow carded, Ty Hirrigan goes off. So both teams actually, unfortunately, had an effect on. As now the free kick goes Traralgon's way. Membry from right, half-back flank, plays on quickly. Nice-looking type, good kick too. And he finds a target he can. Brett Eddy, good hands. Left foot kick, top of the square. Can he find a teammate? Yes, indeed he can. Eddy played on beautifully. Wrong foot from 55. Found a man, top of the square. The kick needed to be perfect. It was. And Matt North gets his second chance in a matter of a couple of minutes. But distance won't be a problem on this occasion.
And this will be Matt North's 7th disposal.
Matty North been pretty busy, and from the top of the square he'll put this one through, you'd think. All the time in the world. 10, 15 metres out directly in front, off the boot, boom, off he goes. Traralgon extend that lead, and they do it nicely. A good piece of play and reward for a free kick paid 100 metres away a few minutes ago.
And there's a little bit of niggle happening at the moment too, and right in the thick of it is Mark Collison, who loves this sort of stuff as well. And he'll be letting them know how they're going along at the moment as well. I think it's really important too now that Traralgon's really set up down back, create that spare man, and they've probably got to pick their spare man smartly now too, because they've really got a good chance now of continuing to really work on Wonthaggi, and now having one man short, even a bigger chance than that now too.
Played 20 minutes in this first quarter. LB Forklift scoreboard. Traralgon to the 2-goal lead, 3-3-21. Wonthaggi 1-3-9.
As the ball comes back into the middle here at the Traralgon Showgrounds, and Hamilton and Jacob Thomas go at it, get the tap down to Louis D'Angelo, who's wrapped up straight away there by Ryan Sparks, and the umpires will have another go at it. They're in the middle of the oval. Ball going back up. Hamilton and Hoothers now come back into it. Just contact straight back down. Sparks was over the ball, and we're all wrapped up again. There's about 10 blokes that are sitting basically on top of this football at the moment, so Hoother will be looking to try and clear this contest for Wonthaggi so as they get some momentum. Hamilton gets up nice and high there. Quick hands from Marsh, releases Louis D'Angelo. Not sure what he was trying to do there with a kick there, but Collison then off the ground. Well picked up by Josh Hamilton, who's wrapped up straight away. And we'll have another contest, and it's going to be on here. The umpires are going to want to keep control of this game pretty quickly to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand.
Well, Wonthaggi have been threatened. They don't like it. Traralgon are standing up nicely, both physically and in numbers, and I like to see that from the Maroon side. Good young side on the way up as McMahon kicks to the top of the square. Can he find Eddie? I reckon he can. Is it Eddie or is it... No, I reckon it's a young bloke in Hamilton. Or... Is it the 18 in Thomas? No. I can't pick his number.
Looks like it's Joshy Hamilton there.
Joshy Hamilton, the first gamer.
Nice big
good, strong mark. He played tall on that occasion, did the first game of Joshua Hamilton. Pack of players coming around him. Thought it was Eddie, the strength he showed, but it wasn't. He looks nothing like Eddie, and he's probably happy with that. As Hamilton, straight in front, can really start to turn the knife for Traralgon, just offline. The Maroons, another behind.
3-4-22. The Maroons lead now out to 13 points at the 22-minute mark of this first quarter. LB Forklift scoreboard sees Wonthaggi 139.
As we've been saying, Traralgon have had control of this game outside the first couple of minutes when it was definitely in Wonthaggi's piece, but it looks like we've got a blood rule here at the moment. Joshy Hamilton, for his wares of going into that contest, has had the blood rule, so might have copped one across the nose there. So we're just waiting for that blood rule to change there.
It's a great set of hands there too. He stood his ground, didn't he, Pop?
Yeah,
and,
really nicely.
He had a big pack coming in behind him as well, and it was a great set of hands there.
Wonthaggi with a booming kick out of full back, gets it nearly towards the wing there, and Louis D'Angelo is straight away wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up just to the Traralgon side of centre wing on the far side of the ground.
I like Traralgon the way they're set up at the moment. They've got all the players in the right places. You see a player there, follow the ball, doing all those 1% discipline stuff, Nick Lucino. Like to see it.
They definitely are.
Left half forward flank, Traralgon, the ball thrown up. Collison grabs the man, didn't have the ball, he didn't care about that. He just wanted to grab the man.
What I'm impressed with as well too, just watching them behind the plays, just they're quick to adapt and push back the numbers once their ball's in a 50-50 dispute.
Yeah, spare man in defensive 50 at the moment as a result of Troy Harley being booted off with the yellow card just a few moments ago for a legal hit on Hirrigan. The player of Wonthaggi now was Tim Knowles, goes towards the outer side. The kick wasn't great, but it found a teammate. They try to go do the old 1-2. They can't. Good pressure again from Traralgon. Good pressure again from D'Angelo. And all of a sudden we've got a 50-50 contest that Traralgon may now grab the ascendancy. No, they haven't. The big man comes through. A quick handbook and he finds a teammate he can. And now the power from right half forward flank looking for a winner up forward in Staley. Staley's beaten the ball by the boundary. 40 metres from his Wonthaggi goals. Outer side of the ground, 24 minutes gone first quarter. There'll be a boundary throw in. Traralgon 3-4-22, Wonthaggi 1-3-9.
A couple of times that the Wonthaggi been able to transfer the ball fairly quickly out of their back half into their forward 50, so Traralgon will be wanting to watch that as the ball comes back in and players are wrapped up straight away and the umpire will come in and ball the ball up about 40 metres out from the Wonthaggi goal.
We're giving you some around the ground updates at quarter time. Mid Gippsland, North Gippsland, and also in other games, Gippsland Latrobe, AFL of course as well.
Wonthaggi get the ball straight out of the ruck there. It ended up in Mitch Membry, who wasn't able to take it cleanly. Sparks with the quick tap over, but it is gone straight across the goal face, and it's Lukey Johnson
who is going
to be able to hit up Sam Halliburton. Halliburton tries to go back ball inside to the half back flank there and finds Neocleus. Neocleus doesn't to give it to the first runner pass in Johnson, but then gives it to Connor Little, who sends it 50 metres down the line where Brett Eddy is going up against three Wonthaggi players. Picked up well by Krause, who then gave it off to Knowles, back to Krause, who gave it off to Andy Murray, who was running off the ground, but was able to get the handball and deliver it back inside. Big mark by Tomahutha, who played on. I'm not sure why he was doing that. Had to give a quick hand to Scott. Scott sends the ball forward towards Staley, but Mitch Membry, who's leading him to the ball fairly well at the moment. He's a bit quicker than the old Staley at the moment. So to Tom McMahon, they're playing around with it a little bit there in Traralgon, but in the safe hands of Jensch, about 20 metres out from full back.
So Jensch gives off and they come grandstand side to the hands of Tommy Schneider. He goes inboard, McMahon. Defensive 50, Traralgon working it out methodically. It's a 1-on-3 target this time though. Mark's been paid, not sure it was there, but anyway, they're outnumbered. The man, Tom Huther, took the mark. Looks right, looks short, goes short. Finds a teammate, finds it nicely. Play on, does Ryan Sparks. Left half forward flank, top of the square. Cav found a winner. Bit too easy, back of the pack, reading the play better. Read the ball in flight nicely. And I reckon that could be...
Hutchison, I reckon it is.
Hutchison again. Had a go. He did, didn't he, earlier on, did Jack Hutchinson from the outer side of the ground. But this one should be bread and butter for a player at this standard. 15 metres out, almost directly in front. His side trails by 13 points.
You know, you've put the moz on him now, don't you?
Yeah, I hope I have. Knocking on the door at quarter time. Hutchinson, ever so sweetly, misses the goals.
He just on you. As soon as you'd said it, he had no opportunity of kicking that goal there either. But it was a great mark. He read it really well, and the ball just carried the pack for him to take an easy chest mark. He should have finished that one off.
12-point lead to Traralgon at the 27-minute mark of this first quarter. LV Forklift scoreboard, Traralgon 3-4-22 and Wonthaggi 1-4-10.
Remember, he kicked it out from full back, and there was a contest there between Huther and a couple of the Traralgon big boys, and it went over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 60 metres out from the Wonthaggi goal. Vanny Warden and Huther going at it in the ruck contest again. Vanny Warden had front position that time, but it fell down to Hayes, who quickly gave it off to Jared Blair. And the ball's gone in. It's bobbling around there about 15 metres out from the Wonthaggi goal. Traralgon got a little quick kick away, but it was taken over the boundary line by McMahon.
Timmy, I'll just quickly go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. It's still in the AFL, and it's a real tight one down there in town at the moment, and it's the Hawks. Just 6 minutes to go in that second quarter. 8-4-52, they lead Richmond 7-5-47.
Van Warden got front position again, as he does, uses his bulk to get the right position, pushing the back, no, it's claim. Umpire said no, dove forward, probably did. So a ball up right on the arc of 50. Wonthaggi into attack.
Bit of a lull here with that spare player. They really haven't taken advantage of it, Traralgon.
No, not at the moment. The margin just 2 goals. Van Warden couldn't get a handle on it. Nicely done. Collison comes through. Couldn't quite get a handle on it himself. Hutchinson leaves it behind. Nicely done it was by Traralgon to ease the pressure. Ooh. McMahon's kick around the body. He's had to play in the full. 65 metres from Wonthaggi's goals. It'll be a kick, a free kick for the Power. It's waiting to bring the ball back into play. Lepre's on the mark. It'll be Lockie Jones who goes short, gives ground, keeps possession. Stephen Scott, left half forward flank now. Just bobs it up, but outnumbered 4-5-1 was that forward, the big forward Staley. Traralgon players came from everywhere, and in the end, North let the ball dribble out of play and put it back to a 50-50 contest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, as Boxer was just saying before, a bit of a stalemate. Not a great deal happening, but a ball in 35 metres out there from the Wonthaggi goal. Staley just got rid of Tom Hamilton, but Hamilton was able to pick up the ball as it came to ground and went through there. Was coming through was Tom Huther, except the Vanny Warden had his head over the ball and he's given away a free kick there for Huther. So Traralgon looking just to slow it up here as we head into the 29-minute mark of this first quarter. He's going to dump the ball long here on the grandstand side into a contest between Lepre's and Hamilton. Ball's banging around, picked up by Collison, who's got it onto the boot, and the mark has been taken there by Shannon Bray. Transfer the ball back across the half-back line there to that man again, Mitch Hayes, on the left boot, finds Sparks. He wasn't able to take the mark. He then fires the handball off, but again, that wasn't great to his teammate, who's been put back under pressure. Hayes again, on the left foot there, finds Jared Blair 55 metres out. Quick play on. Unfortunately, he isn't able to hit the target. Mitch Membry gets the quick hands away to Tate Marsh, and Traralgon are away from their half-back flank.
They are to do it nicely this time through Schultz. Left foot kick around the body. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Good punch over the line and by Travis Krause for Wonthaggi. Outer side of the ground, outer side wing. There'll be a boundary throw-in just on the cusp of quarter time, you'd think. Just turning over 30 minutes gone now, first quarter. 4 goals scored, 3 of those to Traralgon. 3-4-22 is the score on the LV Forklift scoreboard, and Wonthaggi 1-4-10. A couple of good goals today already. That will be in contention for the Zambrero goal of the day, and we're looking for a best on ground player thanks to Gippsland Isuzu. Have a bit of a look at quarter time thanks to Carpet Country also about the conditions down there. Looks a little bit slippery. Quarter time it is. So quarter time score, Traralgon the home side 3-4-22, Wonthaggi 1-4-10. A really exciting 30 plus minutes of football. Loads more of it to come. We'll gather ourselves, we'll get scores from around the grounds. We'll bring it all to you after this break. You're listening to Gippsland Live thanks to Harvey Norman.
What does it sound like to win? Better practice your winning scream. Soon you could win a spectacular Aussie holiday. And when you arrive home, a brand new car. Planes, trains and automobiles. Entries are now open. Just scan the QR code to win. Thanks to the station with the happiest winners. TRFM.
Looking to build in Traralgon? I'm Lee McDonald, your local new homes consultant at Boutique Homes. We've secured exclusive land with a variety of stunning home designs and unique facades. I'm here to help you find a design to suit your lifestyle in a fixed price package. Let's chat. Visit boutiquehomes.com.au.
$2, 2 smackers, 2 gold ones? Doesn't matter how you say it. The fact is, KFC sliders are now for the saucy price of just $2. So put the indicator on and get down to your nearest KFC, because it ends Monday. Not everywhere, not forever.
Football and netball is finally back at the Traralgon Rec Reserve. Come along and support Traralgon Football Netball Club for their first home game of the season. The club, along with P&D Rigging and Crane Hire, invite you to their clash against Wonthaggi this Saturday, with all the football and netball action beginning at 9 a.m. A-grade netball at 2:15 and the seniors kicking off at 2:20. See the Mighty Maroons take on Wonthaggi this Saturday at the Traralgon Rec Reserve, with thanks to P&D Rigging and Crane Hire, Veolia Environmental Services and TRFM. Hear that? That's the beautiful sound of the Morwell Bowling Club Bistro. The perfect atmosphere for a post-win feed or a sorrow-drowning loss. Especially because Saturday is pot and parma night. Choose from the selection of yummy parma toppings. Only $20 every Saturday from 5:30 p.m. Includes a pot of beer, soft drink or a glass of wine. To make a booking, phone the club on 5134-3449. 52 Hazelwood Road Mall. Visit the website morwellbowls.com.au for other specials during the week.
Bring back from overseas $1 trillion of Australian super. Inject it into the Australian economy. Save your family's future. Vote 1, United Australia Party.
Authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
Style has a new home in Gippsland and it's Carpet Country. Carpet Country is proud to announce the launch of the Country Tiler. Building on decades of experience sourcing tiles from all over the world, they've condensed all of their knowledge into one stunning new contemporary showroom. With stunning tiles hand-sourced from only the finest suppliers, they have something for everyone, and with special orders and almost limitless buying power. Soon to be Gippsland's exclusive home of Luminex, the only limitation is your imagination. Drop in to see them at Argyle Street, Traralgon.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest-free, no deposit finance from Latitude and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Shop furniture, bedding, computers and technology, TVs and entertainment and more. That's 60 months interest-free, no deposit, no interest from Latitude with 60 approximately equal monthly payments and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Finance only available if you have or are approved for a participating Latitude credit card. Minimum finance amount $1,000. See T's and C's. Interest applies for non-compliance. Fees and product exclusions apply. Now at Harvey Norman.
You hit the road early. It's a long drive, and you're starting to get a little weary from the sun in your eyes. Driving tired can have the same effect as driving drunk. If you've been on the road for 2 hours, take a 15-minute break. Stop in at the nearest McDonald's restaurant in Gippsland. It's the perfect place to stop. You can stretch your legs, enjoy a coffee from a cafe, or grab a quick snack. A 15-minute break every 2 hours could help save your life. Another road safety message from McDonald's Gippsland. Road safe and Gippsland's own TRFM.
Looking to build in Traralgon? I'm Lee McDonald, your local new homes consultant at Boutique Homes. We've secured exclusive land with a variety of stunning home designs and unique facades. I'm here to help you find a design to suit your lifestyle in a fixed price package. Let's chat. Visit boutiquehomes.com.au.
Now, a look at the quarter highlights. Gippsland Live on TRFM.
Takes a mark 10 metres out directly in front. Great play by Tommy McMahon there, just on a 50 metre to have it in front of himself. Bayes comes in and puts it straight through the middle. Brett Eddy, good hands, left foot kick, top of the square. Can he find a teammate? Yes, indeed he can. 10-15 metres out directly in front, off the boot. Boom, off he goes. Traralgon extend that lead and they do it nicely.
This is Gippsland Live for LV Forklifts. Hire scissor lifts, booms and forklifts locally. The first quarter is about to start on TRFM.
The first quarter has just finished. It's quarter time here and it's Traralgon 3-4-22, Wonthaggi 1-4-10. We'll check some scores around the grounds in just a moment. Stats with Paul Carter.
Wonthaggi had the better of the inside 50s and the clearances, 14-10 and 10-8 in that quarter. Centre clearances went 2 apiece. Traralgon 7 free kicks to 4, the main one there. Everything else is pretty much of a muchness. And over the ruckman, Tom Mahuda, 11 hit outs up against Tom Hamilton, 6, Jake Vanderwaarden, 3. Main stat winners for Traralgon, Mark Collison with 2 kicks and 7 handballs. It's interesting that he's using the handball so much. 9 disposals, 7 disposals for Matt North, 6 for Harvey Neocleus and Tom Hamilton. For Wonthaggi, the main stat winner there was Mitch Hayes with 9 disposals, 7 to Jared Blair, 7 also to Ryan Sparks and 5 to Toma Huda.
And just quickly around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture in Gippsland, Boxer.
Yeah, I'll just quickly start with the Gippsland League. I'll turn my button back on. You're right there. And Druin, 3-6-24. They lead Bairnsdale 3-3-21. Mafra, big leaders over Morwell, 5-2-32 to 1-1-7. And we've got a tight one down at Moe, 2-3-15. You couldn't get any tighter than this. Sale, 2-3-15.
All right, we'll update you mid-Gippsland, North Gippsland when we get a break in play during this second quarter. Important quarter. Traralgon taking on Wonthaggi.
And straight up in the middle is again Hamilton and Huther, and probably even that one there. Snyder dives in on the ball. Unable to get it clear there, and I think the umpire is going to come back in and ball it up again.
So Andy Murray not happy with the attention that he's getting, specifically from Sam Halliburton.
Well, he's got a man bun. What do you expect?
Yes, true.
All right.
Halliburton gets the hands on that ball. Can he take it out? He can't. Quick kick forward. No, didn't get the distance he wanted, D'Angelo. And now Wonthaggi, a break in play, room to move, and off they go. They do it nicely. Aidan Lindsay goes searching inside forward 50. Nice lead, nice take, nice grab by Jordan Staley, who'll kick on a 45-degree angle, and he'll kick all of 50 metres.
Poppy, when you were in your younger day, you had a big, fresh, long, big mullet. Did you ever think about putting it into a bun like that?
No, never in my day.
What do they think about when they get out of bed?
Majors would have done in my day. Not me. Staley from 50 on a 45-degree angle just pokes it right, gets a score. It's helpful, but it's not what he wanted.
Takes Wonthaggi to 1-5-11. That's just taken 1 minute of the second quarter to achieve. Gippsland Live scoreboard finds Traralgon with an 11-point lead there on 3-4-22.
Johnson from full-back kicks the ball into the grandstand side, and Tom Hamilton goes up and takes a strong grab, which is paid there by the umpire.
Like, do you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to put my hair in a bun?
No. You wouldn't be.
No, well, I wouldn't. Have a look at me.
Suppose you could draw one on.
Hamilton gives a quick kick across to Little, who delivers it straight down the end there for North and LaPraise, who both went up, and North was able to take the strong contested mark. Looking to get the ball in there. Troy Forrest is calling for it in there. Brett Eddy wants it short, and that's where North goes and delivers it perfectly to Eddy there, who slides in and takes a great grab 50 metres out, and he'll have a shot from goal, about 45-degree angle. With no breeze here today at the Traralgon Showgrounds, this should be well within Eddie's range.
Smart lead there too by Eddie. He was running his backman into the side 50 and then double back, and the kick by North was perfect.
It was 35 metres. It didn't get more than a metre off the ground. It was a rocket.
Eddie coming in. He'll kick the ball from just outside 50. On the right, booming right foot, delivers towards goal, but he's pulled it to the left-hand side and registers just a minor score.
Yeah, plenty of leg there too, Eddie. I just thought he just really hooked it. He was looking for distance, and unfortunately it didn't go the right way.
So Fergus O'Connor will bring the ball back in. Paul Carter, update on the score.
1 point apiece this quarter. That's a 12-point lead to Traralgon.
Okay, O'Connor brings the ball grandstand side. I thought Staley pushed his opponent. Oh yeah, free kick picked up. Thought it was. Membry was the player that was pushed out of it. Mitch Membry goes searching again. Was it North left forward pocket? Can't find that player. And in fact, North trying to get his hands on the ball, gave away a free kick to Lachlan Scott, who's now told to come back over the mark, and he's going to go back. No, he's actually not sure which way he's going to go. Went left, went right, went back left again. They're running themselves in and out of trouble, and that's where they are now. Out of trouble, out of sight of the ground. Traralgon, McMahon bring the ball to the ground. D'Angelo, hands on the ball. Can he find a teammate? He can. Some quick hands opens up the door for a teammate in Schultz to kick around the corner, and he probably goes searching for the safety of the boundary. Doesn't find it, but importantly, he found a teammate. No, he did find the boundary. So the outside wing here at Traralgon Showgrounds. Traralgon leading by 12 points.
They're not intimidated by the height difference, are they, Traralgon? They really are matching it with Wonthaggi in the air, and they've been very, very competitive there.
Absolutely, and using plenty of handball as they're going through there, as Huther and Hamilton go again at it, and the ball comes out to Wonthaggi, who with a quick head from Blair, I think wants to be able to get the handball across there to Sparks, who delivers the ball in towards the forward 50, and a great mark there from Jacob Thomas, about 55 metres out. Swings round onto his right foot. He's looking for Staley there, but he's caught behind. But it is well taken, about 35 metres out there by the Wonthaggi player in Troy Harley, who is back out on the ground after his 10-minute sabbatical that he had on the bench.
He needs to really give his team an uplift here and a little bit of payback as well for his little indiscretion in that first quarter. It was a beautiful kick of the footy and a good player. So hopefully he's not that far out, 30 out directly in front.
Harley comes in about that 30 metres out. Kick is on its way. The umpire is moving towards the right and he hasn't delivered and he's put it to the minor side for a point there to Wonthaggi.
Taking the Power to 1 goal 6-12, 11 points in the rears of Traralgon, 3-5-23. GippslandLeague scoreboard, almost 5 minutes played.
So key forwards for both sides, missing what probably they should be taking, but anyway, Traralgon under pressure, but able to take the ball out of defence. Nicely done, at ground level, roving nicely was Fergus O'Connor. Can't take the ball with him. Good pressure by Traralgon numbers. Kick around the body, has to stand and wait. Guess what? He stood and wait nicely in Tommy Hamilton, like him. Kicks to the advantage in the centre, but to the advantage of who? Outnumbered 2-1 was McMahon, and making it easy work of it was Andy Murray. A handball over the top and off they go again. Jack Hutchinson, left half forward flank now, the Power, inboard, outboard, they go through Davey. And now can he find a foot? He can't. And the ball will spill over the boundary line, you would think, just 10 metres out from Wonthaggi's goal.
Wonthaggi a bit wasteful. 1 goal 4 from set shot so far.
It was just a little bit of inexperience there from Hamilton. He had Laprezi free at centre half forward. He just didn't turn and look hard enough. I could see what he was trying to do, but he went to a 2-on-1 contest.
Ball to be thrown back in about 25 metres out from the Power goal with Hamilton and Staley going at it again. Both an even contest there, but Hamilton was able to get the quick hands across to D'Angelo. D'Angelo's kick wasn't fantastic and Blair was able to cut it off. Contest there, 50 minutes. And the umpire has paid a free kick. I'm not sure which way he's going. He's flapping the arms around. No, it's going towards Mark Collison. He'll take the free kick there at the half-back flank for Traralgon.
So right half-back flank, Collison. He had his legs taken from under him. He goes towards that outer side. Can he find Laprez? That was a target. Couldn't find him. Goes over Laprez's head and over the boundary line, outer side of the ground, centre wing.
I'll quickly do some scores from around the other leagues as well while we're doing this here.
Yep.
Foster, 11-point leaders over Yanar. MDU, Trail Hill End by 13 points. River North, 6-point leaders over Fish Creek. Newborough and Ballara, 5-point difference there in favour of Ballara. And Stony Creek are trailing by 8 points against Morleys.
All right here, back at Traralgon, it's 3-5-23 to the home side. The Maroons leading Wonthaggi, 1 goal 6-12. Right half forward flank, Traralgon now bust their way through. They've got a bit of room to move. Can they make the most of it through Tate Marsh? Kicks on the lead. Beautiful play. A series of handballs. Marsh steadied up. Eddie led nicely. Takes the mark on his chest and will kick almost directly in front and from 50 metres. He missed one. Good key forwards don't miss the same kick 2 in a row.
Yeah, it was good to see just Marsh drop the eyes a little bit as well, and Eddie just timed his lead to perfection as well. He needs to finish this one off now.
He does. So Eddie will kick from right on 50. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy is a problem. Again, it's 2 in a row. So opportunities going missing. Paul Carter, the scoreboard.
It's just 4 behinds this quarter, two to each team, so it's a 12-point lead as it was at quarter time. GippslandLeague scoreboard, Traralgon 3-6-24, Wonthaggi 1-6-12.
As we said, it's poor kicking is not a great sign for both sides, and both full forwards have been wasteful as they're coming in. As Knowles tries to bring the ball back in from full back for Wonthaggi, kicked a great big kick down there and big mark taken by Jordan Staley in the middle of the ground. He quickly turns around onto his right boot and puts the ball forward. A contest there at centre half forward, and Wonthaggi, man, holding the ball there. Great tackle there and pressure there by Tommy McMahon and Joel Scolders to turn the ball over there at the half-back flank there for Traralgon. McMahon looking to switch the play, kicks back towards the goal square to Luke Johnson. Johnson then transfers across to the other forward pocket. Needed to be a great kick. It wasn't spot on. Connor Little good enough, though, to get his hands on it. His kick, though, was rushed and he's been turned over there by Wonthaggi. Was taken by Hayes, and Hayes has delivered the ball to Troy Harley, who's taken a mark about 35 metres out on a very tight angle into that left forward pocket.
So I know what they were trying to do, and they had it in their minds they wanted to change direction, but sometimes if the option's not on, don't do what you think you have to do. Do what you need to do.
Correct.
And on that occasion, that wasn't it. So they get a free chance to the visitors, the Wonthaggi side. They trail by 12 points.
And Harley comes in. He missed an easier shot about 5 minutes ago as he comes walking in, 35 out, comes round onto his right foot, a big booming kick, and the umpire has moved all the way across there, and he's registered no score. He's been out of bounds on the full.
I think what the disappointing part about the kicking at the moment is that they haven't even got wind to actually say, I've got an issue why I'm not kicking goals at the moment, and they're not just missing, they're spraying them all over the place at the minute.
Yeah, so apart from it being a little bit slippery, just a little bit, there's no wind conditions, well, still as you'd like. Overcast and, pretty good conditions really for footy. As Traralgon will bring this ball back into play from right back pocket. They run it out, run 15, kick 55 towards the half-back flank. Nicely done. The big man there again in Hamilton contests the mark at ground level. Traralgon have been superior with quick hands and getting their body in the right position. And guess what? They've done it again towards the right half-forward flank. Van Warden was the player who was on the end of it, couldn't find a teammate. So from half-back to half-forward, the ball will be thrown back in on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary. Traralgon into attack.
Just some quarter-time scores at North Gippy as well. Churchill and Yallourn North match of the day. Churchill 6-2-38. Yallourn North 2-2-14. Glengarry 1 straight 6 to Hayfield 3-4-22. South City 2 straight 12 to Gormandale 1-1-7.
Ball to be tossed back in there on the half-forward line there for Traralgon. Again, Hamilton and Staley go at it. And a free kick has been called out there by the umpire going towards Louis D'Angelo off the ball against Wonthaggi there. So Louis D'Angelo from the half-forward line looking to go left, and then he goes back right and kicks the ball in towards the forward pocket, where it was a great contest between Collison there and LaPraise. Ball gets knocked around by their Wonthaggi looking to get it out. It was a great handball there by Sparks to his teammate with nothing happening, and the players have rolled over the boundary line and we'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres out from the Traralgon goal.
So 10 3/4 minutes gone. Second quarter, Traralgon 3-6-24, Wonthaggi 1-6-12. Game somewhat in the balance at the moment. It's waiting for someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and if you had some money on a side to do that, you'd think Traralgon just at the minute, but both sides have had opportunities. I think 5 behinds this quarter, Paul Carter?
4. That last one was out on the full.
Of course, 4 behinds and 1 out of full. Traralgon into attack. Contesting the ruck will be the big man, Jake Van Warden. Uses his body, taken off the ball though nicely by Staley. Fighting hard at ground level. Neither player can keep that ball in, go over the boundary line again. So still 45 metres from Traralgon's goals, outer side of the ground. Around the grounds. You heard that Maffra were beating Morwell. Moe and Sale were locked away, and Druin were just ahead of Bensdale. Right here, Traralgon are up by a couple, but they'd like to be up by a couple more. It's a tough, hard game at the moment. Free kick goes Traralgon's way again.
The tackling's been very good today. Their pressure inside have really frustrated Wonthaggi, and I think if they can mirror that a little bit more with Wonthaggi, they get themselves back into this game a bit.
So Membry now, as a result of getting a handball, will kick inside forward 50. Free kick will go Wonthaggi's way. Might get a free kick count shortly. There's been a few paid.
It was 7-4 in the first quarter. It's 5-2 this quarter, so it's 12-6 Traralgon's way.
Okay. Justifies what Nick Luceno was just telling you.
Knowles delivers the ball back out there to the half-back flank. Shannon Bray went to play on and was tackled again well by Traralgon. Knowles again couldn't get the handball away.
Here we go.
D'Angelo from 35 metres out is able to get the turnover, and he has kicked a great goal.
It's just the perfect situation that we just spoke about then. That was just the tackling of Traralgon, the top of their 50 there, inside 50, forward line 50. And D'Angelo was in the right spot there too. I can't remember who the tackler was. It might have been McMahon, but it was well finished off there by D'Angelo.
Takes Traralgon to a game-high 18-point lead at the 13-minute mark of this second quarter. The Gippsland Live scoreboard has Traralgon on 4-6-30, Wonthaggi 1-6-12, and brings to an end that run of behinds, which going into last quarter was 6.
Okay, so Traralgon probably lacking a ruckman. I reckon that they lost a ruckman to VFL, was it, Tim?
Yeah, they lost the ruckman to Box Hill Hawk in Dave Brinker-Ritchie, so he's been down there for about 4 games now, and so they've been lucky to get Tommy Hamilton back from Gippsland Power with the break, and Vanny Warden's been in there as well, so they've been pinch hitting a little bit, so it's certainly coming up against some of these bigger Wonthaggi boys. Brinker would be a great asset today.
But they're doing a good job, the pinch hitters.
Absolutely, I'm really impressed with both Hamilton boys so far this afternoon.
All right, so the ball now in Wonthaggi's forward 50. Good hard tackle by Wonthaggi's forward to keep the ball in the area, but guess what? They dance around to the Maroons and they work it out by way of hand, and D'Angelo again's on the end of it, gets another touch out of side of the ground, beats 4 or 5 players, comes out the back. The race is on. Wonthaggi win the race. They handball it nicely. Can they dance around Colson? Gee, that's a dangerous dance to have. They get a quick kick forward and off they go. The Power desperate to hit the scoreboard. They go inside forward 50. They went looking for the big ruckman and probably didn't need to interfere with big Jordan Staley. But that's what they did, and now Staley will get the kick. I'm not sure that he wants it. Looks left and right, goes short. The lead's on. Yeah, all too easy.
Yeah, just a little bit of poor defence there from Traralgon. They just didn't cover the holes. Here we go again, inside 50 and finds another player free in a much better position. Looks like Hayes again, who's had the ball on a string all afternoon so far. Puts himself in a better position than what they were just then.
Yeah, so Huther it was who found Staley, and Staley found the play he just spoke of, Hayes.
My concern is that taller players don't get any shorter as the day goes on, so Traralgon really need to make sure they capitalise on their inside 50s.
This is the sixth mark inside 50 for Wonthaggi this quarter, and they've finally made one.
And Hayes has gone back absolutely on that left foot and put it straight through the middle.
Yeah, it was a great finish there by Hayes. He's a nice kick of the footy too, and as we've spoken about so far this afternoon, he's had a lot of it for the Wonthaggi Power so far, and good reward for effort for him at the moment.
And brings Traralgon's lead back to 12 points, which it was at quarter time. On the Gippsland Live scoreboard, we have Traralgon 4-6-30 and Wonthaggi 2-6-18. We've played 15 minutes into this second quarter.
So as good as they've been, and they've been good for a lot of the afternoon, that was a bit too easy for Wonthaggi. They just cut their way through the defence of Traralgon on that occasion and made it easy work for Mitch Hayes as the ball gets brought back into the centre of the Traralgon showgrounds. Some interesting games around town and also down in town. Richmond were trailing Hawthorn last time we heard.
And it's half-time at the moment, and the Tigers have taken a lead there. It's 9-5-59 to Hawthorn 8-5-53. And in the other game, it is Port Adelaide all over North Melbourne 56-24 at the start of the second quarter.
Staley gets the tap down to Hayes, and he's still got that ball on a string. He delivers it into the forward 50 for the Wonthaggi Power. A contested possession there, and the umpire's going to come back in and ball that up.
I noticed then the field umpire was very quick to get to the fall of the ball because of the physical nature of the game in close. So good work by the umpire to be reading the game, and reading the game well now for Traralgon was McMahon. Gets another touch towards the outer side of the ground, getting his hands to it and not taking it with Staley. But Traralgon, they go forward. Can they keep the ball in? They can. Can they play on? They should. Guess what they do? From 65, the right foot kick, looking for Eddie. He reads it best in flight. Can he tap it to the advantage of a teammate? Yes, he can. Walk it in. Goal. Traralgon. Good response. Good play. Good thinking. Well done.
Yeah, great call, Poppy. Just about done your diddle then, mate.
Yeah,
did call on that.
Sorry about that.
But that's okay. It's
Troy Forrest.
And it was fantastic play there by Brett Eddy, who was one-on-one, and he had the boundary line to compete with as well, to tap it back into play to advantage of, who was it again?
Troy Forrest.
To run into an open goal. Fantastic play there from Traralgon.
Taking Traralgon back out to an 18-point lead at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. The Gippsland Live scoreboard has the Maroons on 5-6-36, leading Wonthaggi 2-6-18.
Great transference of play there from the half-back line there by the Maroons, and we get the ball back up here in the middle, and Hamilton and Staley get that one out there. There's that man Mitch Hayes again on that left foot. He just continues to get that ball out of the middle. Another clearance for him. Then that was taken by Hutchison, who gets the ball in towards a contested mark. He's claimed the mark, the Wonthaggi Power, and the umpire has paid it, and it goes to Tom Davey. He'll take a mark from 40, taking the mark 40 metres out, and we'll go back and have a set shot from directly in front.
So we've had this a bit today. One side scores, the other one responds quickly. We wait 10 minutes, one side scores, another one responds quickly. Traralgon just wanting to put a bit of distance between them and the visitors. But now, as Tim Saxton will let you know, Tom Davies going to try to respond again.
Davey comes in, slow, methodical approach, and on the right boot, gets very close to the man on the mark, kicks it, and it's gone straight through the middle. So Wonthaggi get the responding goal straight away.
Yeah, it was a great response then from Wonthaggi. One of the worst things they could have done was let Traralgon go back-to-back. Then to keep the game alive still at the moment, it was a great finish there from the Power.
Back to this 12-point lead that we've had from quarter time, and it's the 18-minute mark of this third quarter, and Wonthaggi go up now to 3-6-24, trailing Traralgon 5-6-36 on the Gippsland Live scoreboard.
So Tommy Hamilton for the Maroons in that centre square with D'Angelo, who's been busy. Collison, as you'd expect. And he'll do some hard work, Tom Hamilton, with the big ruckman for Wonthaggi in Jordan Staley. The ball gets brought back into the centre of the Traralgon Showgrounds. Ty Hirrigan, we hear. Tim Sexton.
Yeah, he's just. I've just seen him come out of the change rooms in the hoodie, so he is out for the rest of the game. So a big loss for the Maroons.
It is no question about that. One man down and one real good man down. Andy Murray fights hard for the ball. Good work, ran level, feeds off quick handballs. Really good hands by Traralgon. Tom Schneider gives to Colson a kick, not quite as good as what you'd expect for one of the more experienced campaigners in the league, and gives the ball up. Wonthaggi take it. They give ground. They try to keep possession under pressure. They managed to do so. Quick kick forward it was by Mitch Hayes, and off they go. They do it through Fergus O'Connor, goes in board that forward 50 road beautifully, kick around the corner. Don't tell me Tommy Davies kick 2 in a minute. Tommy Davies kicked 2 in a minute. I told you not to tell me. It's a Zamboro goal of the day.
That was definitely the Zamboro goal of the day.
Zambrero. Don't you blokes.
I tell you what, that was bigger than their burrito at the moment, that goal. It was a great snap there by Davey, and just exactly what Wonthaggi needed to make it a 6-point game.
Exactly it. Boxer, 6 point the difference at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter.
Zamboro.
The Gippsland Live scoreboard has Traralgon 5-6-36, Wonthaggi now 4-6-30.
Is that how you say it now, Timmy? Zambrero.
You're the man that knows how to speak.
Zambrero.
And that's for the first time today, Wonthaggi been able to put back-to-back goals, and in quick succession too. So the ball goes back up in the middle, and Hamilton gets over the top of Staley this time. Andy Murray couldn't get the clear path out of the way there. The ball is bobbling around. We're looking at a clear path out. Nothing happening, and the umpire will come in and ball it up.
So Paul Carter told us pre-game that Traralgon would come out of the blocks pretty quickly. They might lose the second quarter, but then they'll fire up again in the third quarter before they need to withstand a Wonthaggi onslaught in the last. So far, so good from our stats man Paul Carter. Nicely done by D'Angelo, who's been busy in close, putting his body on the line and using the ball nicely as well. But the umpire will take control. The 21-minute mark of this second quarter. Hamilton takes the ball out of the pack, then fires off a handball, but the speed beat his teammate, and now Murray has it. He'll go short, and he'll find his teammate. He finds him nicely too in sparks, or around the body, goes searching for the big man in Troy Harley. They're up to the pressure at the moment. Quick kick forward by Traralgon. That's through Schneider. Goes towards the grandstand side. A free kick behind play, though. It's going to go Wonthaggi's way.
Disappointing too. It was 4 against 1.
Yeah, Traralgon were able to break away then if they had the opportunity. So Bray goes short, plays on quickly. The big man not sure where to go. Staley tries to take the man on the mark. Probably not the best decision he's made. So he got taken ball and all. It spills out. D'Angelo, bottom of the pack. In fact, surrounded by 4 or 5 players from both clubs. There'll be a ball up. Traralgon 5-6-36, Wonthaggi 4-6-30. We've played 22 and a bit minutes of this second quarter. Right half forward flank it is. Hamilton takes the ball again and getting more confidence as the game goes on. Gathers 50, 60 metres. Laprise just pulls it in. That left foot tumbles and makes its way to Eddie. Eddie's hotly pursued. He lays a tackle to keep the ball in. Well, it was Tiki Touchwood stuff, but the free kick was there and the umpire paid it. So a free kick to Wonthaggi. Right half back flank in front of our TRFM commentary position.
Absolutely, as you said, very, very Tiki Touchwood as Wonthaggi bring the ball down to set a wing, and Hamilton flying back with the pack was able to bring the ball to ground to Dunbar, and looks like we'll have a contest here as Wonthaggi are able to wrap it up. Centre wing here on the grandstand side here at the Traralgon Showgrounds. It's great to have football back here in Traralgon, and a great contest between these two teams. Vanny Warden and Staley going at the ruck contest at the moment. Snyder was able to get the hands down. Quick ones out to D'Angelo, who brings it forward. Hamilton unable to take the mark, but his brother in Josh was able to keep the ball in front of him. He's got the tape wrapped around the nose in the first game. There's that man again, Mitch Hayes, able to extract the ball from the contest on that left foot and gets it out there to Joshua Bates. Brings the ball back inside to Knowles. Knowles from the middle of the ground delivers forward, and that is a great mark there taken by Harley. Harley quickly turns around on that right boot, puts the ball towards forward, and is it going to go through? No, it's been touched on the line by Luke Johnson, so that ball is rushed through for one behind.
Wonthaggi now up to 4-7-31 inside a goal now. It's a 5-point margin with Traralgon. Traralgon 5-6-36. We've played just short of 24 minutes.
Memory brings the ball back in, going searching for, but not finding Tommy Schneider. The kick wasn't right. Schneider didn't get a handle on it, and as a consequence of some pressure, it spills over the boundary line. That's a good win for Wonthaggi because they keep the ball inside their forward 50, 25 metres from their goals. They trail, as you heard from Paul Carter, just by 5 points. We've got a 50-50 contest. The boundary umpire comes in about 15 or 20 metres and throws it 3 or 4 metres and needs to sprint out of the way because you've got a bunch of big blokes within striking distance, and that's not what you want. Right now there's a fight on for the ball, and winning the fight again is D'Angelo. A kick to space. The race is on. Leading the race is the big man Shannon Bray. Pursuing very quickly McMahon. McMahon keeps his feet, provides a good contest, but they've got the numbers to work their way out. They do it through Fergus O'Connor. They go towards the outer side of the ground and then come inboard, search for, find for Mitch Hayes. He's been busy. Can he find a winner inside forward 50? He can't. Ground level. D'Angelo. O'Connor gets a quick kick forward again. Inside 30 metres, and waiting ever so nicely for the ball was Harry Dawson, and Harry Dawson takes the mark 40 metres out on the slightest of angles. Could put the Power back in front.
Big difference. This is the biggest difference so far. The market inside 50 from Wonthaggi has been a real catalyst for him, especially in this second quarter, Paul.
Eight inside 50 marks this quarter, Boxer. And Mitch Hayes, another 9 disposals. He's up to 18 now.
So here he is, walking the ball in, Harry Dawson, the chance to put his side in front. First time in a long time, 25 metres out. In fact, 35 probably, and pulls it to the left. Didn't make the distance either, surprisingly enough, so a minus score for the visiting side.
Lukey Johnson brings the ball quickly back in for Traralgon and finds Connor Little. Moving it towards the back pocket, finds Dunbar. Dunbar by foot to Scolders, who then gives by hand to Halliburton. Halliburton then kicks it long till it's the wing to the first gamer in Josh Hamilton, who's able to make another great contested mark. He swings around quickly onto the right boot to McMahon, who's running in. If the ball bounces and sits for him, he should be able to kick it through from 20 metres out, delivers, and there is your Zambrero goal of the day, transference of the ball from the back pocket all the way through, and McMahon goes and slots the goal from 20 metres out.
I tell you what, you'd have to be super impressed by both these Hamilton boys that have come in, especially first gamer as well, just to have that little balance and the awareness to put the ball out in front of McMahon there so he could just run onto it. It set up for him perfectly, didn't it? So, and had the Jets too to get away from his Wonthaggi opponent and drill another goal there for Traralgon, a much needed goal to Traralgon.
It's back to a 10-point lead for the Maroons on the Gippsland Live scoreboard. We've played 26 minutes in this quarter at 6-6-42 Traralgon, 4-8-32 Wonthaggi.
Paul, how many inside marks for Traralgon this quarter? Because I don't think they've had two.
Yeah, and they were both Brett Eddy.
The ball goes back up here in the middle, and it is Staley that gets that tap down to that man Hayes again. It looks like they've put Tommy Snyder onto him to try and shut him down. And good tackle there. Staley again over the top, wins the contest out there for Harry Dawson, who delivered a handball out. Didn't quite hit his target in Jared Blair, who fights hard, but the handball is taken out by Neocleus, who bombs the ball forward about 55 metres forward, and going back with the flight of the ball was Tim Knowles, and takes a great mark there in the back line for the Power.
So double teamed was then Eddie, unfortunately, and just couldn't provide a contest. Oh, Andy Murray turned his back on the ball and nearly lost it. Got enough time to centre up, straighten up and find Krause inside defensive 50 of the Wonthaggi side. Play with the ball in Krause, has the scoreboard behind him, which says Traralgon lead by 10 points, 6-6 to 4-8. They go short, and they go short again, so Krause gives and then gets it back with the man on the mark, Sam Halliburton.
25 marks to 11 Wonthaggi.
So they've got some big marks and might get another one here. Good hard contest between two blokes with their focus on the ball. One of them being Mitch Memory, who come off second best, but he's big enough to take it. Lapre standing start, kicks to the left foot pocket, and Eddie just couldn't quite get his hand on it. So it's out of play, just a metre from the goals of Traralgon. 27, nearly 28 minutes gone. Second quarter, Traralgon 6-6, Wonthaggi 4-8.
And we'll have the ball back in here with about 15 metres round from the Traralgon goal. Be looking to try and snag another one if they can just before half time. Ball back in. Brett Eddy doing the ruck work, gets it down to Staley. North gets the handball out. Nothing coming out of that one. And through Andy Murray, Wonthaggi are able to release from their back 50, but it's a poor kick and it's cut off there by Halliburton. He's taken a great mark, 55 out. He swings round onto his right boot, puts it towards the top of the goal square, and Tom Hamilton
taken off the contest.
Well and truly taken out off the contest there, but nothing paid by the umpire as Knowles releases the ball to Wonthaggi. So as they go through the middle there, that man Mitch Hayes gets the handball off to Andy Murray, who then handballed it under pressure to Anderson, and Murray is now
Wow.
for holding the ball. I'm not sure what the umpire was watching at in the first contest, but he never had
There's a
50-metre penalty.
A 50-metre penalty has been given there against the Power for not returning the ball, and this will put definitely D'Angelo within range to kick a goal.
I think he may have been ordering a beer at the can bar there. He's pretty close to the fence. He might have been gasping for a little bit of refreshment.
Couple of ill-disciplined act there by the Power,
Yes.
and Traralgon now have the chance to go back and slot another goal and potentially put themselves 16 points in front here with the 29-minute mark of the second quarter. D'Angelo walking in from about 30, delivers the ball straight in. Umpire moves a little bit across to the left-hand side, but it's snuck in between the two goalposts, and that's a great goal by D'Angelo.
Yeah, look, definitely there's a 50-metre penalty there for sure. He was slung off the ball after he'd got the free kick as well. So a great finish there. I think that's his second goal for the quarter, D'Angelo too, and he's been a real good find for Traralgon in the second quarter.
And that is a 16-point lead in the shadows of half-time, I'd say. 7-6-48 Traralgon on the Gippsland Live scoreboard to Wonthaggi 4-8-32.
Just a big quick shout-out to one of my old teammates, Nick Diamond, who's been frivolously sending me through some scores.
Good on you, Nick.
Good on you, Nicky Diamond. And I know he's sitting there listening with his kids.
On you, Nick. Hello to your kids as well. Here we are, Gippsland Live, Traralgon Showgrounds. Traralgon leading, as you heard, by 16 points. Wonthaggi new attack. I really like what I see from a handful of young up-and-coming players from Traralgon at the moment who are putting their bodies on the line. Lapree's a spare man back in the closing minutes of this second quarter, wanting to defend the lead they've got. Happy to go into the half-time the way they are at the moment with a nice lead. Body around the ball has been good for Traralgon. When Wonthaggi have got it, they've been under pressure. When Traralgon have got it, quick hands have got themselves in and out of trouble. And that's even against the amount of forward 50 marks that have been taken. There you go. The half-time siren sounds, and it's Traralgon in this round 6 clash, the game of the day on Gippsland Live. They're leading the Maroons 7-6-48. Wonthaggi. Maroon 7-6-48. Wonthaggi 4-8-32. We'll be back with our thoughts on the first half, what we think might happen in the second half. We'll update our scores from around Gippsland Leagues, and we're going to be doing it all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
The Random 20 Countdown. Counting down the 20 biggest hits in no particular order.
Yes, people. It's Tom Grennan.
Hey, guys. This is just Malboy.
Hey, it's your boy, Joel Corey.
Hey, what up, people? It's Jason Derulo, and you're hanging out with Mikey.
You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head.
The Random 20 Countdown with Mikey.
Weeknights from 7 on TRFM.
If you're a casual or contract worker in Victoria, you may be eligible for sick or carers pay to look after your health or look after someone you love. The Victorian Sick Pay Guarantee pays eligible workers 5 days a year at the national minimum wage, funded by the Victorian government. And it's easy to register with the Service Victoria app, because no worker should have to choose between a day's pay and their health, or the health of a loved one. Register now at vic.gov.au/sick pay guarantee. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
How's your mobile phone going? Battery always running flat? Cracked screen? Then upgrade to a new mobile phone from Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland, where buying a mobile phone is easy, with a showroom full of mobile phones unlocked or on a plan. The best range in brands like Apple, Samsung, Nokia, Oppo and much more. Plus, being a premium Optus dealer, they have amazing offers to get you connected. Head to your local Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland store today.
$10 popcorn chicken bucket has popped back into KFC. For now. Yep, you heard me. Better get your hands on a bucket load of these bite-sized beauties before everyone else eats them all. No pressure, but don't say we didn't warn you. Hurry, owns Monday. Not available everywhere or forever.
Pay back Liberal and Labor's $1 trillion of debt with the UAP's 15% iron ore export licence.
authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
Hi, I'm Rosie from Virtue Homes. Are you thinking of building in 2022?
I'm Tanya, and we are so excited to tell you that we have won the Victorian Display Home of the Year. The Acura 38 Display Home is located at Copelands Road, Warragul, and is still open for viewing. We also now have our first nomination for Master Builders Australia. Keep an eye out in 2022.
Our display homes in Traralgon and Warragul will be open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 till 4. So come and be inspired. Virtue Homes, CDBU 48113.
The hand-crumbed, perfectly crunchy, goldenous schnitzelus is often found resting happily in a wrap or roll, satisfying ravenous post-match hunger. There's only one habitat for such a delectable morsel, and that's Schnitz Traralgon.
Zambero's new big burrito is so big, it'll crush any hunger. Loaded with double filling and double rice, it's sure to leave you satisfied. Head down to Zambero Traralgon today. Available for a limited time only. Zambero. Feel good next.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest-free, no deposit finance from Latitude and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Shop furniture, bedding, computers and technology, TVs and entertainment and more. That's 60 months interest-free, no deposit, no interest from Latitude with 60 approximately equal monthly payments and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Finance only available if you have or are approved for a participating Latitude credit card. Minimum finance amount $1,000. See T's and C's. Interest applies for non-compliance. Fees and product exclusions apply. Now at Harvey Norman.
Now a look at the quarter highlights. Gippsland Live on TRFM.
They go forward. Can they keep the ball in? They can. Can they play on? They should. Guess what they do? From 65, the right foot kick looking for Eddie. He reads it best in flight. Can he tap it to the advantage of a teammate? Yes, he can. Walk it in. Goal. Traralgon. Good response. Good play. Good thinking. Well done. Fergus O'Connor goes in for that 450 road. Beautifully kick around the corner. Don't tell me Tommy Davies kicked 2 in a minute. Tommy Davies kicked 2 in a minute. I told you not to tell me.
The McMahon who's running in, if the ball bounces and sits for it, he should be able to kick it through from 20 metres out, delivers, and there is your Zambrero goal of the day, transferring of the ball from the back pocket all the way through, and McMahon goes and slots the goal from 20 metres out.
Gippsland Live on TRFM.
And back here this afternoon here at the Traralgon Showgrounds, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Be warm at home with Harvey Norman Electrical and Sunbeam Sleep Perfect antibacterial Queen Electric Blanket, only $199 at Harvey Norman. And we've seen a great first half here at the Traralgon Showgrounds between two teams who we thought would be very competitive, and it's the Traralgon Maroons leading the Wonthaggi Power by 16 points as we currently go through it. Quickly around the grounds.
Yeah, I'm just about ready for you there, Timmy.
You got a couple of scores for me in the Gippsland League to start off with before we head to Paul Carter.
Yeah, we'll start you off there. I'm just still waiting for a score from the Drawn Bairnsdale game at the minute. But Leongatha 7-9-51. They lead Warragul 4-2-26. Mafra 6-3-39. Moore fought their way back into that game at half time. It's now 3-5-23, so 16-point lead there to Mafra. Moe 4-7-31. We've got a thriller down the highway there. They lead Sale for 6-30. So there's a 1-point lead there to Moe.
Some great scores there. And as we look further into the game here, as we said, Traralgon had control for most of the second quarter there. Wonthaggi had a period of play where they were able to get a couple of goals back on, but some inaccurate kicking by both the big forwards of both teams led to Wonthaggi being 4-8-32 at half time, with Traralgon being 7-6. Paul Carter, any numbers that you can provide us there out of that first half between both of these teams?
Well, we're halfway through the individual stats at the moment. We'll go through the teams at the moment and maybe come back and we'll do these ones in a minute.
Absolutely.
But it was 11 inside 50s apiece in that second quarter. Wonthaggi leading that stat 25-21 at half time. Clearances went 9-7 Wonthaggi's way, still pretty close. 19-15 Wonthaggi leading there. Interesting one though, the centre clearances, and I think that's where Mitch Hayes and Jared Blair come to the fore. Wonthaggi leading the centre clearances 7-3. Free kicks have gone Traralgon's way 13-9 marks. Wonthaggi really controlled the ball with a bit of tempo football that quarter. They had 26 marks to 12 in that second quarter, leading that 47-30 at half time. Contested marks, Wonthaggi 9-7. Marks inside 50. We have mentioned this, and Boxer highlighted the fact that Wonthaggi were taking a lot of marks inside 50. They've taken 12 to Traralgon's 4 to half time. From set shots, and it's interesting here now, it's fairly even. 3 goals, 6 Traralgon from their 9 set shots, and Wonthaggi 3 goals, 5 and 1 out on the full from their set shots. Overall scores, though, from turnovers, Traralgon's kicked 6-4 and 1 goal, 2 from stoppages. Wonthaggi have kicked 2-6 from turnovers and 2 goals, 2 from stoppages. We'll come back for the individual ones in a few minutes.
Absolutely, and as you said, Boxer, there, and Wonthaggi in that second half of the second quarter there were able to get control inside that forward 50 with, as Paul said there, those 8 contested marks inside that forward 50, and they gave themselves some great opportunities to put some scoreboard pressure on, and unfortunately, as we saw, a couple of the guys missing goals and one out on the full, didn't really take full advantage of those marks.
No, they didn't. I think one thing that I've been really impressed about both sides is their pressure inside 50, and I think the scoreboard reflects that, especially with the inaccuracy at goal too, because a lot of those points have been rushed behind as well. It's take nothing away from both sides. There have been some gettable goals too, that especially Brett Eddy should have got that quarter, and there was a couple down there for Wonthaggi as well. But I did mention that all the players don't get any shorter as the day goes on, and I just don't want to be saying I told you so at 4:30 this afternoon, when Wonthaggi may get on top.
You will,
if they keep bringing the ball inside 50. And I think what they've got to do there from a Traralgon's point of view is put the brakes on Mitch Hayes at the minute, because he's had the ball on a string, and I think he had another 9 or 10 that quarter as well. So one of the things is that if you can shut down some of those key players, and one of the players that did go out of the game in that second quarter was Jared Blair. We didn't actually hear us call him too much through the quarter. I was watching him, and I could see there was a little bit of frustration settling in. So 2 touches for the quarter goes to show that his influence in the game was basically zero.
Well, Tim Saxon pointed out that Schneider had the job on Hayes late in that second quarter.
Good to see you back in the box too. I noticed that you went back next door there, and I could hear you talking about yourself again.
Yeah,
and all going well.
Rough stuff like that. But look, they were pretty good, weren't they? Look, the fact of the matter is, although the margin's 16 points, the scoring shots are 13-12, and that's probably a better reflection of the evenness of the game.
Yep.
There is not too much in it. It's going to be, one real good passage of play that will probably determine this game at some stage. And when I say one good passage, to bust this game open, it's going to take something pretty special. And we've seen glimpses of some special work from individuals, but I reckon the side at the moment, I sort of half agree with you, Nick. The Wonthaggi side just look a bit more composed. They're big men going forward.
I've been really impressed.
Posing more problems than Eddie and Laprise.
Well, I haven't really relied on it's Laprezi. Let's just get that one right for a minute. But his first quarter, kicked a couple of goals. And if Brett Eddy kicks those 2. When they did need them, this could be we could be talking about a 25 point lead.
But equally, Wonthaggi had their chances.
Absolutely,
Wonthaggi had their chances. It's that sort of game, and it's going to be an individual play, and we've got lots of individual players that are having an impact already.
Yeah, great battle with the ruckman. Tom Hamilton's had a great game so far. He's had 14 hit-outs and 13 disposals, and I think he's work on the ball, and he certainly dominated the ruck work there. Jordan Saley did a good job there for a fair while, but Hamilton, I think, overall probably won that quarter. He's had 14 hit-outs. Jake Van der Warden 5, and Brett Eddy even chipped in for 1 there. Tom Ahuda didn't do a lot in that second quarter. He's had 13 hit-outs to half-time. Jordan Stardy 11, and Jacob Thomas 2. Main stat winners for Traralgon, and Mark Colson spent a bit of time on the bench in that quarter too. He's had 10 disposals to half-time. Lewis D'Angelo 7 in that second quarter. He's up to 11 to half-time. Tom Hamilton, as I said, 13 disposals, 8 kicks, 5 handballs. We've also got Matt North on 9 disposals. Harvey Nyoka is a little quieter again in that second quarter. He had a great first quarter. He had 8 to half-time. Connor Little 6, Tate Marsh 5. The Wonthaggi team, Mitch Hayes, 10 disposals in that second quarter. To half-time, he's had 13 kicks, 6 handballs, 7 marks, 5 clearances and 4 inside 50s. It's playing a brilliant game in the middle for Wonthaggi. And Jared Blair, I did notice, it was a fair while he was standing on the boundary line down here directing traffic there as well. Tim Knowles, great job off half-back. He's had 11 disposals. Ryan Sparks, 10. Jared Blair, 9. He had 7 of those in the first quarter, 6 apiece to Aidan Lindsay and Jordan Saley.
So there you go. Some stats that matter with Paul Carter as the Traralgon side make their way back onto the Traralgon showgrounds in anticipation of the third quarter. We've got lots of great footy happening around Gippsland at the moment, and we've also got the opportunity to update you on those games both in Gippsland League and also in Mid-Gippsland.
Look, while you're in your hiatus, mate, we've already gone through the Gippsland League. We'll get to the Mid-Gippy at the moment, half-time. Foster 5-1-31, they lead you now 3-5-23. MDU 4-4-28 to Helland 4-7-31, so we've got a bit of a tight one there at the
Paul
moment.
Carter picked that one.
Yep, straight kicking here, moving north. They've 7 straight 42 to Fish Creek 4-2-26. Newborough 3-4-22, they trail Ballara 5-5-35. Stony Creek 1-4-10 to Morley's 2-4-16. So the conditions down in South Gippy might be either
great. But look at those margins: 8 points at half time, 3 points at half time, 16 points at half time, 13 points at half time, 6 points at half time.
Yeah, okay, stop banging the drum of the Mid-Gippsland Football League at the moment.
As we spoke about in the pre-game, that there were always going to be the really tight games for this weekend in Mid-Gippsland, and it's showing there in the scores. So it's really great to see. And as we mentioned earlier with some of the Gippsland League scores, a couple of tight ones down there, obviously, and the one to Moe Sale, which we thought would be Sale to have the bit of the test, before obviously to see whether they would come up against one of the top teams, and they're showing it there at half time.
All right, so Wonthaggi now, we're only a couple of minutes away from the commencement of the third quarter. Remembering at half time it was Traralgon that led by 16 points. The game is very much in the balance, and it's very, very important for both of these sides. Wonthaggi currently sit third on the ladder below Leongatha and Moe. Traralgon are in 5th spot. They could jump as high as 4th spot. Doesn't seem like much, means a whole lot, because there could be a bit of distance between them and the sides 6 and below. But it all rests in the next 60 minutes of football.
I'll just quickly go through a couple of games in the North Gippy. Popo, while you're at it, in the match of the day in North Gippsland, Churchill 8-3-51, they lead Yallourn North 3-10-28, and Glengarry have taken the lead in this game now, so it's 5-9-39, they lead Hayfield 4-6-30. Don't have any other scores here at the moment for any other games.
That score with the Churchill Yallourn North,
it's a surprising one.
Yeah, big surprise, and as we've spoken about in a number of games, and even here, bad kicking's bad football, and 3 goals 10's not going to go to winning you many games.
But Yallourn North have kicked a lot of behinds this year, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Even in their big wins, they've kicked a huge amount of behinds.
And yet they've got some of the best forwards in the competition.
Exactly.
Haven't they? They've been sensational. But as much as I say Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League's pretty even, those games that we're speaking about today, remembering, of course, TTU beat Churchill, Woodside are around the mark, Yallourn North. I mean, it's a good competitions all around the place at the minute, which is great to see.
And Poppy, we've just got one for
right half forward flank at the back of the pack and reading it nicely, or almost getting a handle on it was McMahon. Overruns it, and they're all beaten to the ball by the boundary. So another boundary throw in front of the deck. A popular place to watch the footy. Have a beer.
The word around town, Poppy, is that a Lakino could have been best on court in the A grade this afternoon for Traralgon, but I'll send you some more information shortly.
Okay, Marty's obviously delivering the genes to that one as we got
no doubt.
D'Angelo now. D'Angelo gets the advantage of and finds a teammate. Is it Joel Skoltz?
No, it's young Hamilton again.
Tommy
Hamilton. Tommy.
Wow, so Tommy Hamilton, the big man, who's resting ruck at the moment up forward, takes the...
Looks like they're fired Loy Yang A up, Poppy. Loy Yang A is fired up.
Is that right?
The lights are on.
The lights are on, yeah. We need a bit of light. Paul Carter made the point that it looked as though the fog was coming in. It was starting to darken up. But this could be a nice little goal for the Maroons. Tommy Hamilton making it back-to-back on the back of Eddie just a few moments ago. Over the ball. Looks nice. Kick across the face. Pretty poor kick in the end. Distance, no problem. He kicked from about 40 metres, but out of play on the full. His brother will stand the mark while Wonthaggi bring the ball back into play.
And as Wonthaggi looked to bring the ball back into play from the back line there, they're just working out whether he's going to come down this wing or look to transfer the ball. And Harley's calling for it deep here at the 50 of the half-back line in the big contest, and Vanny Warden comes over the top and knocks that ball out of play. We'll have a boundary throw in about 60 metres around from the Traralgon goal.
It was right on there by Traralgon too. They really locked it up. He had no option but to go down the line too, and had plenty of numbers there, Traralgon, to get the ball over, and big Vanny Warden killed the ball.
Well, the boundary umpire brought it in, went over the top of the ruck contest on that occasion, so the ruckman just finding it hard to get a hold of it. Handball into himself, I thought, Halliburton, and his kick was, well, it's a scrubber, I'll be blunt. Eddie couldn't quite get a handle to it, but he's still in the contest very much. At ground level, it's Reed that's also fighting hard. The field umpire will take control. 15 metres out from Traralgon's goals, dead set in front, with the home side leading by 17 points, and we've played 11 minutes of this third quarter.
Ball up there, 15 metres out from Traralgon. Eddie looking to bring the ball down towards Collison, but it came off his back, and Andy Murray was able to get a big clearing kick out towards Jacob Thomas, who wasn't able to take the mark. Luke Johnson got the handball out to Forrest to Marsh. They're playing around with it here on the wing, but Forrest brings the ball back inboard to Tommy McMahon, who turns on the jets and delivers the ball inside 50 towards Tom Hamilton. Over the back was a great contest there by Wonthaggi to knock that ball out of Hamilton's hands, and the clearing kick from Harley falls back into Louis D'Angelo, and they'll reload and bring the ball back in from 65. D'Angelo plays on the right boot, delivers it to the goal square. Eddie goes up. Good contest there from Wonthaggi to kill that one, and the ball is rushed through for behind.
It's just that stop-start. It just allows Wonthaggi to just saturate numbers down back, and Eddie had no hope. He's been competing against 3 or 4 every time, so maybe it's the other look. You've got to actually scope the area.
McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has Traralgon leading by 3 straight goals, 8-8-56 to 5-8-38, 12 and a half minutes played, 10 inside 50s to 1 this quarter, guys.
Wow, so Traralgon not really making the most of their opportunities. I mean, that score has sort of edged out to, what is it now, 18 points, but could be a lot more than that, couldn't it, as they go forward again. So they've really started to turn on the afterburners, and that's exactly what Paul Carter said might happen. They'd win the first quarter and the third. They've done pretty well as the big man comes off for Wonthaggi.
We've just seen a free kick paid to Wonthaggi too, and on the far side. Not sure exactly what happened over there.
So they'll bring the ball back into play, will the power, into the corridor, I should say, and they've got a number of options here, and the best option was probably the player that picked it up in Blair, feeds it off and goes towards half-forward flank. But I tell you what, it's been cut off nicely by Hugh Dunbar, who's just one of a handful of really good, young, promising juniors. So the ball goes over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Although the mark was taken, the hands were touched on either side of the line. I was going to say, I'm not sure whether I thought it before, whether I said it before, but I reckon McMahon looks a bit like Neil Mildenhall.
You did say that before.
I did say it.
Yes, you did.
And he just moves so beautifully and so balanced. And I caught up with Neil a couple of weeks ago when he was in Traralgon, and it was good to see him living a good life over there in WA.
Is he still over in WA?
Yep.
Ball here, centre wing at the Traralgon Showgrounds, and Vanny Warden does the ruck contest. But Staley over the back. Collison gets crunched from behind. Quick hands, though. Gets it out towards Andy Murray, who delivers the ball to the forward 50. I'm not sure the Wonthaggi player went up, got nowhere near the football, but the umpires hasn't paid a free kick for that either. Great work by Connor Little to get the smother there for Traralgon.
Look at the pressure.
As the ball comes out, great pressure by both sides. They're both throwing themselves in at the contest here, and the ball gets wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up there at just inside the centre square, heading towards the Wonthaggi end.
Hugh Dunbar, it was his play then. He put the body on the line there too, and fantastic work.
All right, so the ball in the centre square, just favouring the Wonthaggi side of the Traralgon Showgrounds. Hamilton, volleyball-like, tapped it in the advantage of his side. Coming in to lend a hand was North. Can't quite get it. Free kick behind play will go too high. North gets some special attention. Might be 50 metres. Got to be careful. Should have been 50 metres.
And it was.
Is 50 metres. Silly play when the game's in the balance. Just got to pick your time, and that wasn't the time. Right in front of the umpire. I know it's all right to fight for your mate, but that was just too obvious.
Like, just before you go on there too, Poppy, I reckon Traralgon are maybe two players, and I haven't seen Collison. Is he out there?
Collison's out there. Hasn't had as much of the ball this quarter. Got a few touches.
And I haven't heard the call, and I was just wondering if he is injured, because he did go up the race there earlier in the second quarter, and I haven't really seen him out there. But I mean, need to open my eyes.
So Bates straight in front, and as a result gets a easy free kick. So those forward 50 entries were something like 8-1, and Wonthaggi have responded with the opportunity, one of the rare opportunities, and they edge closer, Paul Carter.
They do. Poppy, it's a 12-point lead to Traralgon at the 15-minute mark of this third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has Traralgon on 8-8-56. Wonthaggi now 6-8-44.
Making the most, as you said, Poppy, of their lack of inside 50s, but they've kicked 2 goals this quarter from their couple of inside 50s, so great efficiency as they're going forward, and the Maroons need to sort that out if they're going to continue to stay in front in this game.
So back in the centre of the Traralgon Showgrounds with the young fella in Hamilton to do the ruck work, Tommy Hamilton, and D'Angelo fighting hard also, can't bust the pack. Wouldn't expect him to do. Blair had hold of him. It's a hard bloke to get through. And this time, Hamilton gets the tap again. Collison, I thought, threw it out. The umpire said, yeah. It was super quick hands, but he sort of grabbed the ball high, and it was in an awkward position. Wasn't sure whether to grab it or tap it.
It's a great
probably
basketball.
did a bit of both.
It's a great basketball pass.
The old crow throw.
Yeah, that's it. The old crow throw. The flick pass. So here we go. The player of the ball now will be Ryan Sparks, just forward of half-back line for the visitors. Looking out forward, got a couple of leading options, some good leading options too, but Traralgon players are equal to it. Oh, I thought they took the legs. The Traralgon player took the legs of the Wonthaggi player. The umpire let it go, and there'll be a ball up again, left half-back.
I am right about a player short for Traralgon. Matt North is done for the afternoon as well.
Wow, they're 2 players down.
So there are 2 players. And Matt North was instrumental in that first half, especially that first quarter.
So Matt North and Ty Harrigan, I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be losing those 2 players in any game.
Well, the third quarter's a quarter that Traralgon haven't lost one this year. They're 5-0 on third quarters. So.
And how are we going at the minute?
They're 4 points down on this quarter.
Okay, so a little bit of room to go because we've played 17.25 minutes of this third quarter, but the ball at the moment in their defence. So they need to make something out of nothing, and unfortunately it's gone Jared Blair's way for Wonthaggi, the coach of the Power. Goes through the corridor, got the lead on McMahon. Nice.
It's been good
Reads
today.
It beautifully, been very good. So he goes grandstand side, and the Traralgon have got some runners, and they've got some pace, and they've got some space, and they use all of those things. Halliburton went looking for the big man in Vanna Warden and couldn't find that man, but guess what? Vanny Warden is eating bigger sandwiches than the bloke he tackled, and he goes bang and holds him in on the right half forward flank, much to the delight of the home crowd sitting on the deck, because that's where the ball is. Smack bang in front of them.
Absolutely, and the umpire's about to come back in and ball the ball up there with Vanny Warden and Huther to go at it. And we'll give that one to Vanny Warden as the ball comes back out. Reid, quick hands. Collison again
quick hands
to Schneider. To Reid, it was just too hot for him, but his second effort was great, although the umpires pulled a free kick out and said that it's too high. And Wonthaggi will have the clearing free kick there at the 50-metre mark with Sparks to release the pressure there from their back 50.
So he's looked right and looked left, and they just haven't been able to get that spread going as much as they'd like today, as much as they've done in the past. But this bloke will get something going, I'm sure, Blair.
I think the pressure of Traralgon does hold that down a little bit too, because they've actually gone to one-on-one.
Blair goes long along the grandstand side wing to a 1-on-4 contest. And Wonthaggi are going to come out of it as Bates was able to get around a couple of his players, deliver it forward to the 50-metre line, where Hutchison was trying to take two of them on, and unfortunately he runs out of room and it's out of bounds at the 50-metre mark. To Wonthaggi's end, who with Traralgon still leading by 12 points, 19 minutes mark into the third quarter.
All right, so inside forward 50 for the visiting side. The ball to be thrown back in, and Hamilton is in front of his direct opponent, who was the big man in Staley. Gets the tap down, and they go forward again. One-on-one contest, big thump from behind by the big man. Hoofer falls to the ground. There's some real desperation in there at the moment. Taken high, free kick taken, and Wonthaggi are really starting to lift the aggression. I think, as we said earlier, by frustration. They came here today expecting to win this game, but they've got a game in their hands, that's for sure. As Neocleus, and that's Harvey, not to be confused with Harry, who doesn't exist. He goes looking for this man, Laprese.
Laprese
gets the free kick here on centre wing, chopping of the arms, as it was called by the umpire there. And Dylan, no, just trying to fix the boot, putting the boot back on. I thought he might have had an ankle injury there, but no, he's just fixing the boot. He's getting a little bit of encouragement from the Wonthaggi Power supporters there.
He doesn't mind that.
No,
just keep pushing back, Daniel. Dylan, just keep pushing back.
Yeah.
He takes the ball from centre wing and he goes long.
Keep pushing back and then tell them to spread.
to long down the line to a contested ball there at the 50-metre mark, and it is well roved there by Harvey Neocleus, and the umpires come in and we'll have another ball up.
Umpires have controlled this game well,
They have.
They have. Yeah, they've done well because they're a bit of aggression, bit of physicality. Inside Traralgon's forward 50, Vanna Warden back of the pack. He was beaten with the ball but provided good cover by way of his body. North looks like a left ankle or foot injury.
Oh, don't even go. Don't ask me. I wouldn't have a clue.
Probably a broken right hand, but, you know, he's limping as a quick kick around the body. Nicely done, too, by Thomas McMahon. Threatens the forward 50, in fact, bursts through the forward 50, punched to the boundary line, 25 metres from Traralgon's goals. They lead by 12 points. They've been outscored this quarter for the first time this season, as the moisture is starting to cause some fog on the inside of the windows. Paul Carter's just doing a bit of housework. Back with the ball. Quick left foot kick by Schneider. Threatens the top of the square, but nothing else. And Wonthaggi go for the safety of the goals and register another behind. So that stretches the margin
to 13 points at the 21.5-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Traralgon 8-9-57, Wonthaggi 6-8-44.
And Wonthaggi been able to bring the ball back into play fairly easily, and then now got a two-centre wing where it is Bates, who has taken the mark after receiving the ball from Andy Murray, who was a late inclusion today, with Jack Blair being a late out. He sends it wide to Staley, who goes long inside 50 for Wonthaggi. Lukey Johnson and Troy Harley go hard at it. Scolders was able to get the hands. Collison delivered a handball out, but it went straight to Noah Anderson.
Good work.
Comes back out. Collison, Little was able to get the handball away. Wonthaggi's pressure's hemming them in at the moment, but Scolders on the left boot kicks it wide out towards his halfback flank, and the mark there from Noel should have taken that. Traralgon was able to get through with it, and he tried to bust through the pack there with Snyder, and the ball was turned over by O'Connor, who delivers it straight back in. Wonthaggi going forward. And, here's another one. Troy Harley has just dropped another sitter that they should have taken. Clearing kick from Traralgon. Sam Halliburton putting the pressure on, and the ball goes out of bound. 45 metres out from the Wonthaggi goal.
So it looks 6 of the last 7 inside 50s are now Wonthaggi's way, so it's swung back the other way.
Okay, so the pressure's been applied, no question. Another goal by Traralgon makes it hard work to Wonthaggi bridge the gap with 30 minutes of football. They need to kick 4+ goals. At the moment, it's a very much game in the balance as they continue to apply that pressure. They've got a bit of room to move now. Blair dances and prances and then kicks around the body to the danger zone. Traralgon thump it to the front of the pack, but it's all Wonthaggi. A quick kick around the body, and it's been done by Josh Bates across the face. Another score, but it's not what the Power wanted. It's a minus score. 23 minutes gone.
2 straight goals, the difference on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Traralgon 8-9-57, Wonthaggi 6-9-45.
Mitch Membry to bring the ball back in there for the Maroons, and he's going to the far wing as he delivers the ball out past the 50 to the half-back flank. The contested mark should have been easily to Lepraise. He's missed the mark. Wonthaggi bring the ball back in, and it is taken by Lukey Johnson to relieve the pressure from Traralgon. They want to get some control back into the game after Wonthaggi have now started to take control in this last 5 minutes. Johnson kicks it out to a contest that went over the back, and in a contested area, Wonthaggi have looked to take it over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in centre wing on the far side here at the Traralgon Showgrounds. 24 minutes gone in this third quarter, and it's Traralgon leading by 12 points.
So it's been a real arm wrestle for most of the afternoon here at the Traralgon Showgrounds at various times. Both sides have had the momentum. A real good hard fight, though, with some really special passages of play. Don't forget we're looking for the Isuzu Gippsland Isuzu best on ground, and also the Gippsland Live goal of the day for Sombreros Traralgon, who Nick Lucchino will be in charge of both of those. A very astute judge of who's done what and how it should be done. As Wonthaggi go toward the outer side. Nice attempt to mark from the front of pack. Staley, he was beaten to it. Now they've got some room to move, and don't they move? Bang! Off they go, Wonthaggi. But guess what? They went bang into a Traralgon truck stop, and they crashed and burned, and they'll get another opportunity now as Harley leads out nicely. Front of the pack, it's going to fall too late for Wonthaggi small forward and out of play. So there'll be a boundary throw in 35 metres from the power goal.
How long has it been since we've had a Traralgon goal?
8-minute mark, so 17 minutes. The other stat I was going to say is no inside 50 marks to Wonthaggi this quarter.
Oof.
After how many the last quarter?
8.
Well, Traralgon have tightened that up certainly, as Hamilton and Staley have had a great contest all day. Go at it again. Quick kick out of the pack, and it's marked by Blair out there on 50. He centres the ball for Wonthaggi. And Noah Anderson has dropped a sitter, but he's been able to recover it and kick it back into the 35-metre mark. But Huey Dunbar was able to take the relieving mark again there from Traralgon. He looked to switch the play back out over to the far side. A one-on-one contest there with Lepraise, who takes a great mark there. And this should hopefully settle Traralgon for a little bit and get some control back in their game. Lepraise kicks it further on, and the mark has been taken out there by Snyder. It's been a good pickup for the Maroons this year, coming out of the Eastern Footy League. He goes backwards towards Mitch Membry, who plays on and delivers far onto the wing into a tight contest, good marking contest out there with the two big ruckmen again. Collison throwing his weight around, but Wonthaggi were able to get the ball out of there. Hamilton goes into the contest with Dunbar. He relieves the handball out to Snyder. Snyder to Mitch Membry, who puts it onto the left foot, looking for Collison, and he wasn't able to take the mark as it got close to the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Just Wonthaggi side of centre wing.
Geez, they can't clear that defensive 50, can they, Traralgon, at the moment? It's just, it's kick the kick at the minute.
Yeah, I feel as though Wonthaggi have just lifted their tempo a little bit too. I just noticed their aggression around the contest. There's an example. They get the free kick, but they've just been desperate to keep Traralgon out. This is a risky piece of play. Could be game-changing, wasn't. McMahon came in late, couldn't take the ball, and playing on quickly was Knowles. Kicks to the top of the square. Well, it could be game-changing, all right, because Wonthaggi got the opportunity to get within a goal. A quick kick around the body. It was a check side for the young fella that couldn't use his left foot, and that was Tom Davey. So, again, they're slowly edging closer, but they're using a lot of opportunities to get there.
It's 11-point margin at the 27-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Traralgon 8-9-57, leading Wonthaggi, who are 6-10-46.
As Paul gave us the stats before the game, we said that Traralgon hadn't lost a third and had been should be winning this one, but Wonthaggi are in front in the quarter as Membry brings it in, and big Jordan Staley goes high on Tommy Hamilton, wasn't able to bring it down to ground. Ball flicks back out. Collison relieving kick down to the wing, and that ball will trickle over the boundary line as Travis Krause takes it over, and we'll have a boundary throw in just in front of the Wonthaggi coach's box here at the Traralgon Showgrounds.
So Collison comes off for a breather. He doesn't leave much out in the field, does he, when he's out there? The ball to be thrown back in. Hamilton front position, taps it down to the advantage. Got a free kick as a consequence. Playing is the call. The umpire calls it back. So I thought it would have been legitimate at least, as Traralgon played on quickly, but Hamilton will have the free kick as a consequence of his direct opponent, Stady, being over his shoulder in that ruck contest. Plays on quickly, does Hamilton to Membry, who kicks, guess what, to nothing but black teal and white jumpers, and that's not what you want. They grab and they play on quickly down the corridor, shortest way home. Memory might get another chance. He taps to the front of the pack. Blair, quick kick forward, races on. Who's going to win the race? Going to be Laprise, but only momentarily. He's taken ball and all just outside Wonthaggi's forward 50, but he kept possession at least. Will now make it a 50-50 contest. Traralgon 8-9-57, Wonthaggi 6-10-46, 28 and 3/4 minutes gone, third quarter.
55 metres out, and Staley gives the big smack to try and get the ball deep inside their 50. Unfortunately, there's nothing going there. It's just bouncing around between all the players, and the umpire will come back in and ball it up. So the ball hasn't moved anywhere. We're still at the 50-metre line for Wonthaggi end. 29 minutes gone in this third quarter. Only been 3 goals scored for the quarter, so I can't imagine it going much longer as Staley and Hamilton go to work again. Big Tom Hamilton gets over the top, but Jared Blair has read it well, got the handball away. And a quick swing around kick from Dawson to the middle of the ground. No, wasn't able to be marked. Jack Hutchison threw it on the left boot towards the goal square. Mitch Membry and Huther were going hard at it. Ball comes to ground, and the umpire's going to come back in there and ball it up. 15 metres out from the Wonthaggi goal.
Big Tom Huther is...
I just feel like Traralgon's hanging on. Yes. They're just hanging on like giving grim death at the moment. Looking for that siren and that three-quarter siren to go.
Been a real wrestle. Oh, quick kick from the pack. Could it be a Wonthaggi goal? No, cross the face and through for a minus score. Again, slowly but surely. It's like the tortoise and the hare. They're slowly edging back this Traralgon side.
10-point margin, and we're right on the 30-minute mark of the third quarter. In the McDonald Gippsland scoreboard, Traralgon 8-9-57, Wonthaggi 6-11-47.
Membry to bring the ball back in, and he's going to come to the grandstand side this time and kicks it long outside the 50. Brett Eddy's worked hard up off the ground. Hamilton was able to get the hands there through to Snyder, who gave it on to Marsh, who's then delivered a nice kick to Troy Forrest. Beautifully weighted there by Marsh, and Forrest has it on centre wing. He's going to swing round on his left foot, but he hasn't got much forward as Brett Eddy had moved up the ground, and he's still there. He's on centre wing. There's no one deep, so they'll be wanting to try and hold this ball until they get a few forwards back down there, where Vanny Warden has finally made it down into that forward 50. And that's where Eddy goes, delivers the ball towards Vanny Warden. Didn't quite make it. Ball at the ground. Forrest with a great tackle on there. Halliburton working hard. Both Wonthaggi players trying to release the ball. And gone out there, but great tackle there by Snyder. Nothing paid from that one. Quick hands from Knowles. And the relieving kick comes from Wonthaggi out to the centre wing, and Connor Little will see the ball over the boundary line.
And that's what happens. So just in front of our TRFM commentary position, there'll be a boundary throw-in. Young female boundary umpire.
Doing a great job.
She's doing a ripper job.
Really
I reckon she might be 8 to 10. Doing a ripper job, though. Throwing the ball in a long ways in a specialty, but she's doing everything else right. She's doing a super job. Well done to her. Well done to all umpires. Like players, they've been hard to come by in recent years. This umpire, field umpire, bounce the ball up or throw the ball up. Dropping the ball's the call. A kick off the ground out of play in the full. Just as a three-quarter time siren goes. So, boys, we've got a game in our hands. No question about that. This balance is just 10 points, favouring Traralgon as we speak. That quarter went for just over 31 3/4 minutes. Traralgon at three-quarter time, 8-9-57. Wonthaggi 6-11-47. We'll be back shortly with all the scores from Gippsland Latrobe, with all the scores from Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League, with all the scores from North Gippsland Football Netball League, and with the stats with Paul Carter, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
There's another big election coming up this May in Gippsland. After 2 interrupted years, it's back. Gippsland's Greatest. Let's show the real power of the people. Gippsland's Greatest. Vote for your favourite bakery, fish and chips, hairdresser, pub, coffee, mechanic and more. Gippsland's Greatest. Make your vote count for your favourite business. Bragging rights are up for grabs. Coming soon to TRFM.
Australian-made furniture and bedding now at Harvey Norman. Mattresses and ensembles from the leading Australian brands. Lounge furniture and dining room furniture built for the family life with a great selection of options in fabric, leather, size and shape. Create your own bedroom furniture. Customise your bed height, fabric or timber stain. Let our experienced team help you design furniture to suit your home. Harvey Norman, supporting Australian-made manufacturing. Australian-made furniture and bedding now at Harvey Norman.
Go Harvey!
Building the greatest brands.
Get ready for the footy season and get the squad to Sportsland Traralgon. The biggest brands and the latest styles of footy boots and fitted right to get you kicking goals. Plus your Performax compression wear too. If footy's your life, don't settle for less. You've got to have the best. For footy boots at the best prices, kick it to Sportsland. Shop 5 and 6, Hotham Seymour Arcade, Traralgon.
It's easy at Sportsland.
Bring back from overseas $1 trillion of Australian super. Inject it into the Australian economy. Save your family's future. Vote 1, United Australia Party.
Authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
You hit the road early. It's a long drive, and you're starting to get a little weary from the sun in your eyes. Driving tired can have the same effect as driving drunk. If you've been on the road for 2 hours, take a 15-minute break. Stop in at the nearest McDonald's restaurant in Gippsland. It's the perfect place to stop. You can stretch your legs, enjoy a coffee from a cafe, or grab a quick snack. A 15-minute every 2 hours could help save your life. Another road safety message from McDonald's Gippsland. Road safe and Gippsland's own TRFM.
Hi, I'm Rosie from Virtue Homes. Are you thinking of building in 2022?
I'm Tanya, and we are so excited to tell you that we have won the Victorian Display Home of the Year. The Acura 38 Display Home is located at Copelands Road, Warragul, and is still open for viewing. We also now have our first nomination for Master Builders Australia. Keep an eye out in 2022.
Our display homes in Traralgon and Warragul will be open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 till 4. So come and be inspired. Virtue Homes, CDBU 48113.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest-free, no deposit finance from Latitude and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Shop furniture, bedding, computers and technology, TVs and entertainment and more. That's 60 months interest-free, no deposit.
And Wonthaggi with through Hayes have got the quick kick forward. Louis D'Angelo's tried to put it through his leg, but got the handball away to Snyder, who's sent the ball back forward towards Traralgon's end. And we've ended up back in the middle there with Sparks, who tries to get the handball out. Nice. But it's intercepted by Forrest, who's, wasn't given the free kick, even though he got his head taken off there by O'Connor. But umpire Bahaj is going to come in and ball it up there for us.
So Hamilton gets provides the contest. Coming through was Schneider, couldn't take the ball with him. Good, strong work by Wonthaggi. They've had a few players like that today, and selling the lollipop there on that occasion was O'Connor. Nicely done. I chose the lollipop instead of candy because candy didn't come to my head quick enough, but you know what I meant. As the ball goes out of play, right half forward flank, Wonthaggi into attack.
Going to be interesting with Traralgon being 2 down in this last quarter to see how their rotations may be affected in this last quarter.
Exactly right. Tom Huther up against Hamilton. Hamilton front position, got the tap, and then also got the kick from a standing start. It goes 30 metres high, gathers 20 metres. His brother was at the bottom of it, couldn't take the mark. Blair can, takes the ball and then handballs over the top. Some good pressure. He's going to be good enough to stop the mark.
Well done.
Great stuff by defenders from Traralgon in Luke Johnson. How much more can they withhold this Traralgon side? It's been going for more than 30 minutes, and now with a bit of mist on the ground, they touch the ground rather than bounce, and they kick long and they find through a beautiful kick. Harvey Neocleus just forward of half forward. The 1-2's on. Can they find it? They can't. Gave the ball up to the man on the mark, and now defence gets turned into attack for the visitors as they go towards the corridor.
And Wonthaggi have got it there into the middle of the ground and deliver it forward to the big man in Staley, who's led out from Mitch Marsh. He swings round onto his right boot quickly and looking for a one-on-one contest there against Huey Dunbar, but it's been perfectly weighted there for the player in Tom Davey. Tough kick there from the right forward pocket just near the deck here at Traralgon Rec Reserve, but he's going to go back and try and put the power on the board early in this quarter and bring the margin back to 4 points.
Poor Scalero just there from Traralgon. Had that ball inside 50, had Eddie one-on-one. It was just a slow play, really hurt him then.
Davey slowly walking in, gets to around about the 40-metre mark, puts the kick on the way on the right foot. It looks narrow, and it is, and it's just a minor score.
Bringing the margin back to single figures. Traralgon lead by 9 points. Coming up to the 3-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. Traralgon 8-9-57. Wonthaggi 6-12-48.
So Wonthaggi, the visitors, with one more scoring shot, but still trailing by that 9 points as Collison takes the mark from the kick in from full back. He finds Schneider. Schneider finds Hamilton, and they've got a little bit of room to move now. They can go inside forward 50. There's not a lot there. He plays on around the mark as Eddie, one-on-one contest, gets rid of his opponent, can't take the ball. Coming in nicely, one-handed pickup, good it was too, but Neocleus, just as he scooped the ball up, he was taken ball and all with a really nice tackle by Lachlan Scott. So the boundary umpire will, in fact the field umpire will ball this up 50 metres out, just a few metres in from the boundary line. And nicely done by Eddie. Got the tap down but couldn't find a teammate. And now they get themselves out of trouble, Wonthaggi again, and they find with the leading Troy Harley. Right half-back flank, he looks inboard. Risky kick to go towards the centre. He's going to do that anyway. Guess what? Too risky. Dropping what he should have taken was McMahon. Quick handball. Quick thinking by Traralgon to get themselves out and then unfortunately back into trouble. I reckon it could have been D'Angelo at the bottom of that pack as well to hold it in and to force a 50-50 contest.
Great work there by D'Angelo with the quick tap. Just Tommy McMahon, I don't think, was ready for it to come to him. But we have a ball up here in the square centre circle, and Hamilton gets the tap down to Collison. Just wasn't able to take it through with him. Blair works hard. Oakley has quick hands out to Halliburton. He swings around onto his right boot and sends it forward. A poor bounce there for both the Traralgon blokes, who both went up and get it. And Wonthaggi have got a relieving kick, and it's a great kick, and it finds Hutchison on the wing. He sends the ball forward, but it's straight to Traralgon. Lukey Johnson takes the mark and then finds Reid out on the wing, who he drops the mark. Slippery. Picked up there by Lockie Jones. And he's able to find Huther in the middle, who then goes inboard to that man who we've called most of the day, Mitch Hayes. His left foot drill goes straight in and finds a Wonthaggi player there about 35 metres out, directly in front, and that is Josh Bates, who'll go back and take his kick for goal. We've nearly ticked over 5 minutes here in the last quarter. And, there's been a free kick being given down the field against Traralgon. And it's going to go to Jordan Staley, and he's about 25 metres out directly in front. So an easier kick for goal. Bates probably wasn't going to make the distance, but this one here should go through from Staley. He walks in, and on the right boot, he's pulled it to the left-hand side from directly in front and missed. Again, Wonthaggi making life very difficult for themselves.
6-13-49, I think that speaks for itself. It's an 8-point lead to Traralgon on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. The Maroons are on 8-9-57.
So, Traralgon have had numerous opportunities now. And there's nothing worse if you're a side that's kicking a lot of behind that should be goals, then your opposition gets a goal all of a sudden, and that's usually what happens. Let's see if it can happen right now. Traralgon, half-back flank, trying to get it out. Collison, bottom of the pack. Where else would you expect him? Fighting hard. Blair, quick kick forward. I thought taken illegally playing was the call. Mark taken inside defensive 50 by Tommy Schneider. So Schneider defensive 50. This game is really busied up now. No one wants to give an inch, and as a consequence, there's not much room around the ball. It's a real dogfight at the moment. A long kick towards Hamilton. Nicely done. Collison draws the man, gives off the quick handball to Forrest. Forrest kicks to the advantage he hopes of his teammate. Can't, no. But he butters up with take number 2. Can he keep the ball in? He can't. They will, though. It's a real dogfight around the ball. Quick kick forward by O'Connor towards half-forward flank. Pushing the back will go Traralgon's way. And it'll go the way of the ruckman for Traralgon. Or the makeshift ruckman, at least, Tommy Hamilton. Just forward of left half back. Hamilton takes his time to pick up the ball. 6.5 minutes gone. Final quarter. Traralgon up by 8 points. Goes inboard. Finds a teammate. Yench. He wants to give Grand. The kick has to be better than that. Went looking for Schneider. The kick was poor. Cut off, and off they go again to the power. Dances inside. Outside he goes, and then back inside does Lindsay. Finds Blair, who's starting to be busy. That's what you want your leaders to be doing right now when the game's in the balance. Blair plays on the 1-2, gets another touch from right half forward, inside forward, 50. Another mark, play on quickly, nicely done. Hutchison around the body, checks on kick, and we've got a game out. Boys, the power are back.
That's a Zambero's goal of the day for sure, the old check side kick. He played on, he just took the game on. There, you can see there's a lot of tight kicks there, Timmy, coming from both sides there too. But it was the coach who stood up then for Wonthaggi and used the ball very, very well to give Wonthaggi that really much needed goal.
Absolutely. He'd had a quiet first half there, Boxer, but starting to put his stamp on the game here in the second half.
And that's a 2-point margin, boys. 7-minute mark of the final quarter, and it's 7-13-55 Wonthaggi. They've done all the scoring this quarter. Traralgon 8-9-57.
Ball back in the middle. We've got two points the margin, and we're at the 8-minute mark here ready to go.
Well, they've already lost 3 games by a total of 17 points. I think you said pre-game.
Yeah, 15 points, yeah.
So that will be playing in the back of the minds of a lot of players that they've lost close ones. They need to nail one of these close ones, Tim.
Absolutely. Vanny Warden gets the tap out, and Lindsay for Wonthaggi's trying to, on the bottom of the pack, they're trying to get it out, and Snyder's got him wrapped up. And we'll have another ball up there. Traralgon side of the centre circle. Vanny Warden going at it again and gets that tap down to Collison, who turns onto his right foot and delivers it forward. And the mark has been paid to Shannon Bray. I'm sure that might have skimmed a little bit of grass.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the mark. I had a pretty good view of that one.
Kicks it out wide to that man, Andy Murray, who was at late inclusion. He comes back inboard towards Noah Anderson, who takes the mark. He swings round again onto the right foot. It's a grubbly old kick that goes in there. Picked up well by Connor Little. He's got quick hands to Collison, who swings around on his right foot, but it's a turnover straight back to Wonthaggi, who kicked the ball back inside towards 50, and it's Andy Murray that's taken the mark about 35 metres out on the far pocket there here at Traralgon, and he'll go back and take his shot at goal to potentially put Wonthaggi into the lead just after 9 minutes here in the last quarter.
And after a quiet quarter inside 50 in the third, that's 4 marks inside 50 in the first 9 minutes for Wonthaggi this quarter.
And they're getting back on top in that area there, Paul, as you said, as Andy Murray comes in. Very slow and methodical, the Wonthaggi goal approaches. He puts it onto his right boot, heading towards goal, and he's put it straight through the middle.
Wow. Well, there you go. I think that the biggest thing for Traralgon at the moment is just their turnovers killing them at the minute. They're winning the ball in their back defensive 50, but it's that kick out where Wonthaggi have been getting on top as well, and they're lowering their eyes. They're actually picking better targets out at the moment, and those signs we spoke about, maybe in that third quarter, are starting to unravel for Traralgon.
I know it's not time to panic, but it is a time to be a little bit more adventurous. I'd be drawing Eddie out of that full forward zone, bringing him up the ground a bit. Doesn't even matter if he's towards the centre of the ground. Need a big body to target as you're coming out of defence as well. Anyway, Paul Carter, they've hit the front, have the visitors.
61 points to 57, and we've played 10 minutes final quarter.
So Collison takes the ball, as he's done numerous times this afternoon, kicks towards the outer side. Can he find a teammate? He can. A quick towards right half forward. Leprezi is beaten to the ball by his direct opponent and over the boundary line.
Not bad.
Right half forward flank. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I got that.
La Casa, that's ours. Rosso is red. Bianco is white.
That's the first time Wonthaggi's been in front since the 15-minute mark of the first quarter, fellas.
So the ball back, right half forward flank. So Wonthaggi go forward again and wanting to extend that lead. Haven't been in front much, but they want to be there for the next 20 minutes, that's for sure. And they get a chance to extend the lead right now. 2-on-1's the target. Traralgon's going to win out, we think. No, good, hard, ferocious attacking the ball. Makes it a 50-50 contest as a consequence of the ball going over the boundary line. Intersection of forward 50 and boundary.
We didn't get a chance to do some scores at three-quarter time thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in the Gippsland League. I'll do some quick games. Druin 61, Latrobe Bairnsdale 75, Leongatha 95 to Warrigal 34, Maffra 52 to Morwell 35, and Maui 47 to Sale 52. The Sale have got themselves back in the game there.
And we've got a ball up there after the boundary throw-in, and it's going to be at the 50-metre mark there for Wonthaggi. As Vanny Warden and Hoother go at it again. Tap down from Hoother. I think there was Snyder trying to go in there. And a free kick has been picked out by the umpire that's going to go towards Wonthaggi for in the back. Just 55 metres out. He swings round onto his right foot, delivers the ball forward. And Yench with a big punch away. Tommy McMahon then taps it down.
Here we go.
Hugh Dunbar, if he can hit the target, he's got Josh Hamilton out there. Hamilton carries the ball now to centre wing, taking one bounce, kicks it forward, looking for Halliburton, just over the top of his head, but Halliburton with speed has got the handball on. Great handball to Forrest, who's delivered the ball to Leprez. It got through from the Wonthaggi defender, but unfortunately he wasn't ready for it, and Hoother has got back there and has sent a clearing kick out to the half-back flank. Hayes has got it on the left foot. He's then pushed it forward to half-forward line where Andy Murray has then turned onto his right foot, delivered it into forward. The three big guys from Wonthaggi go at it. No one at their feet. And the ball's then come back out to the 50-metre line. A tough tackle there against Luke Johnson by Jack Hutchison, and the ball will be bowled up there at the 50-metre mark.
Chance gone missing there.
Unbelievable, and I think it'll be heartbreaking too now. If Wonthaggi score out of this stoppage here, it'll be heartbreaking for Traralgon.
They hopefully won't, as far as Traralgon are concerned, because from the half-back line, a great big torpedo's gathered 50 or 60 metres towards their half-forward line, only to be cut off, and now Shannon Bray sends it back to where it came. Good, strong mark, Traralgon. Last line of defence by Membry. Takes the mark, wants to change direction, does that. Kick needs to be good. It is good. McMahon takes it, wants to play on. Handball over the top is a pretty risky move given the contest it's going to be, and he handballs more in hope than anything else. Is it going to come off? It probably will not. It's going to be a 50-50 contest, or is it? Fighting at the bottom of the pack, getting up and with the ball is Wonthaggi, but they can't keep it in play, or can they? No, the umpire is going to take control of it. And it was Harry Dawson who was fighting hard at the bottom of the pack as the changes come thick and fast for some fresh legs. Right half forward flank, Wonthaggi into attack. They lead by just 4 points.
Hamilton and Huth are going at it again. Hamilton's been working hard in that ruck all day. He tries to get the handball away. Nothing came from it. Aidan Lindsay gets the handball over the top to Jared Blair. He took the tackler on and was said to play on. And the Traralgon boys have taken him over the line and will have another boundary throw in. At that 60-metre mark around from the Wonthaggi goal. And they've got control of the game at the moment. We're 14 minutes into the last quarter. And a nice tight contest with Wonthaggi 4 points in front. Ball comes back in. Huther gets the tap down to Sparks, who's taken straight away by Collison, and we'll have a ball. Great contest here between both of these teams. Umpire puts the ball back in the air again. Huther and Hamilton. Huther gets that one out to Neocleus, who throws it onto the left boot. And it's a high marking contest there. And unfortunately, Lachlan Scott couldn't take the mark.
He won't
free
like
kick's
that.
been paid.
So a free kick went D'Angelo's way, but his direct opponent in Lachlan Scott has been really trying to irritate him, and he didn't like giving that free kick away. So D'Angelo gets a touch, goes to Collison. Collison's kick was risky, fortuitously falls off the shins of a Wonthaggi player. It gives ground, they give ground again, and guess what? He's going to end up back with it, or is he? Taken ball and all. Good tackle, Sparks. Right half forward flank. Well, desperation, slippery conditions, and the game in the balance. A good, close, hard game of footy. Gippsland Latrobe footy, round 6, thanks to our friends at Harvey Norman.
Ruckman go at it again. 0-0 contest out of that one. Collison going hard at it. Although it looked like a throw out there, but not paid. Noah Anderson's delivered the ball in 50. A tough contest there. Yench stayed down, gets the handball out to Luke Johnson. And this kick needs to be good, and it is, and it finds Marsh there on the half-back flank. He's looking for runners going through, and Huey Dunbar, and that's a great way to kick. Dunbar takes on straight away, but his kick goes to nowhere, and it lands in Shannon Bray's hands for Wonthaggi, who turns back towards the middle. And he's found a great... Sam Halliburton's gone back with the flight of the ball and taken a great mark. Quick hands on to Snyder. Snyder delivers the ball forward.
Free kick
to Brett Eddy.
Downfield.
Downfield after the contest, looked like Snyder was dumped after the kick. And Brett Eddy...
I think they just got to, both sides have got to do is get the ball just inside 50. Don't muck around. It's just one of those things where kamikaze kicks, get it inside 50 and work your butts off to do everything that you can to keep it in there and score.
Yeah, I'd like to see this bloke up the ground a bit, around about centre half forward. A couple of smaller players ground level.
Important kick as he comes in, 16.5 minute mark. And Eddie puts it through. Goal umpire looks it straight over the top of his head, and that's a great goal for Traralgon.
It's taken 17 minutes in this quarter for Traralgon to score, but that score gets them back to a 2-point lead over Wonthaggi. The Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard says Traralgon 9-9-63, Wonthaggi 8-13-61.
Absolutely, a great goal there and a much-needed goal for Traralgon just to get that lead back. As we said, there's been plenty of turnovers through the middle of the ground by both sides.
Look, Traralgon's back six have been fantastic. I'll tell you who's been really good. He's young Yench. When they've put him down deep back, he's really nullified Harley for a start, and then they've actually been able to win the one-on-ones down there as well.
Huther gets the tap out there this time, and straight away Sparks is taken. And the umpire has called a free kick there for over the shoulder. And the Wonthaggi players are trying to get Tommy Snyder off. I think he's just looking for a quick little spell there. And Wonthaggi got the free kick on centre wing. Sparks sends the ball forward to a great contest there between Staley, and he wasn't able to get a hand on it as he was trying to take it inside forward 50, and the ball's gone out of bounds. 45 metres around from the Wonthaggi goal, just outside, the front of the deck here at Traralgon Rec Reserve. Boundary umpire's going to put the ball back in. The wind has started to come up here in the last quarter as both Staley and Hamilton have a go at it. Hamilton keeps the ball in front and then tries to get the ball on the boot. Couldn't get anywhere. Hard in and under contest as Luke Johnson delivers a clearing kick. Josh Hamilton tries to take the mark. LaPrez, quick hands there from Bates to Jared Blair, who's taken them on. Kicks towards the forward pocket and no mark taken there. Connor Little with the clearing kick back outside 50. There's a bit of marks up at the moment. Huther comes in. LaPrez gets a hand in there. Louis D'Angelo, quick hands out to Snyder, to Reed. He delivers the ball forward to Brett Eddy. It's going to be a 1-on-2 contest, but Eddy does the great work by the forward and puts the ball out of bounds. Allows Traralgon to reset. Traralgon side of centre wing here as we're going towards the 18, nearly 19-minute marks here into the last quarter.
I just had a call from Murray Frew, the Bensdale champion, just to let me know that it looks as though Bensdale are going to get their first goal of the season. So
first goal or first win?
First win of the season. And now, of course, I've got my daughter ringing me as well. So
I'll just hang up,
That's
mate.
all right, Poppy. I've got it all under control. Don't stress. Hamilton and Huther.
Hey, you do your own thing, mate. Yeah.
Huther gets it down, and Sparks was able to keep the ball in. It looked like it was going to go back over there, but he was able to keep it in. Huey Dunbar, great collect on the left foot, sends the ball back towards centre wing. Hamilton picks it up, and the Oakleys throws it on the boot and tries the spiral to get it forward. Got to create a contest here at centre half forward. They did. LaPrez quickly through. Great handball to Neocleus. He swings back around on the right, gets the handball to McMahon, who's able to hit up Collison. No, it wasn't 15. Play on, said the umpire. He swung it round to Scolders to McMahon, who swung it there through forward to 40 metres and has found Halliburton. Great tempo there, footy from Traralgon.
Great call there, Timmy, and it was great play there by Traralgon. They just seemed a little bit more subdued and settled down a little bit more and used the ball very well to get the ball inside 50. It's a long kick here for Halliburton. His leg would probably, the footy actually would outweigh his leg, wouldn't it?
It will, as he comes
this time of the day.
Comes in and crosses the 50. Sends the ball forward.
Jeez.
It's a fair kick. Is it over? Got the distance? No, it's been tapped over the line by Wonthaggi.
A 3-point margin in favour of Traralgon now. They are 9-10-64. Wonthaggi 8-13-61. All that on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 20 and a half minutes played this quarter.
Okay, so every contest, every possession becomes absolutely crucial. This one especially as Wonthaggi go out of defence and they do it through Scott. A quick, long kick towards centre half forward. Traralgon have got the numbers. Play on's the call. Mitch Membry butters up, straightens up and calmly delivers to the outer side of the ground, and Traralgon keep possession and they do it through Tate Marsh. The kick isn't great. Second go at it though, and the Maroons will threaten their 50 in the blink of an eye, and they do it now, but there's no one at ground level. In fact, it's black, teal and white jumpers absolutely everywhere, but the desperation of Traralgon's keeping it in the area, and that's what they're going to do. Hell without the ball, they claim. Play on's the call, says the umpire, and Wonthaggi ease the pressure, and a good strong mark taken from the outer side of the ground. I reckon it might have been Jack Hutchinson who kicks along the line towards the half forward flank. Good numbers there by Traralgon again. Standing tall with 10 minutes to go. The game in the balance. The 4 premiership points absolutely crucial as Knowles takes the mark and then settles things down just for a moment for the visitors.
Knowles delivers the ball forward there and finds his man there in Aidan Lindsay, who's at true centre wing. He tries to transfer the ball into the middle. It's a risky kick. This needs to come off. Halliburton's gone at it. Brett Eddy, he's taken on one tackler, taken on two tacklers, and able to work it forward.
Have a go.
And he's launched the ball forward from the centre circle. We're looking for a bounce, and that's a great end up for Traralgon.
100%. I would have just had a go at it. They had an empty inside 50. He's gone the barrel. It's gone to the left of goals, but they've got a stoppage inside 50.
Yeah, I like him up there. Keep on saying it, but I reckon he could be crucial around there.
22 minutes gone in this last quarter. Ball thrown back in. Eddie's handball it down. Halliburton running onto the ball. Is he able to get his foot to it? He couldn't. Wonthaggi are able to get it away through that man, Mitch Hayes, and relieving kick, and he finds his man out there on centre wing, who delivers the ball out towards Hutchison, and he takes a great mark there at the half-back flank. Settles the ball down, delivering it there through centre wing. Big lead by Jordan Staley, and takes a great mark there, true centre wing.
So Staley out of side wing, true position. He's side trailing by 3 points. 22 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. Game in the balance, as we said. Gippsland live footy round 6, thanks to Harvey Norman inside the forward 50. Fall of the ball again. Traralgon have got the numbers. They've done that well. Schneider gives ground. Nicely done. They slowly poke their way through a couple of holes that Wonthaggi have opened up, and they make the most of their opportunity. Yench, handballs off. They go short. They keep possession, but they can't keep the ball in play, and it goes over the boundary line just short of right half forward for the home side. That's Traralgon.
We've had some thrillers in Gippsland. We've got a couple of games I've got to tell you about in mid-Gippsland. MDU,
yes,
PC has called it. They defeated Hill End by 1 point. And moving north, they defeated Fish Creek by 3 points.
Wow. Some really close games right here, right now. Traralgon are up by 3 points. Tim Saxton's your man with just 5 minutes to go.
Ball back in on centre wing, and the free kick has been given to Traralgon. The umpire was pointing the wrong way. Players didn't know what was going on, and Tommy Hamilton's going to settle it down. And he goes out wide to Tate Marsh, who's taken the mark there. On his far wing, the Tate Marsh wing, as Darryl Cooling likes to call it there here at Traralgon.
Oh, he's an idiot, Cool.
He likes that far wing. Marsh going to need to bring the ball in, and he does. Brett Eddy's there, but Wonthaggi have got plenty of numbers back, and they knocked the ball over about 55 metres around from the Traralgon goal.
Why is it at the Popplestone wing? That was your wing, wasn't it?
Should have had a grandstand on both sides. Anyway, it's another story.
Anyway.
24 minutes gone in this last quarter, and it's Traralgon up by 3 points. A great contest here at the Traralgon Showgrounds. Ball comes back in. Hamilton again gets the tap out. Jared Blair showing his true skill, gets the handball away. Great tackle there on Harley by the Traralgon players, and they've locked the ball up 40 metres out from the Traralgon goal.
So the Maroons continuing to press, but they need to put a bit of space between themselves and the visitors, because this game is just one kick away from changing completely. At the moment, they're 45 metres from their home. The Traralgon goals are kicking to the scoreboard end, left of radio. A big attempt to thump forward was missed by the big man in Hoother, as, again, the umpire calls for control. And 40 metres from goals, there'll be a ball up. 45-degree angle. Traralgon 40 metres from home, 45 metres maybe. Ball thrown up. Quick kick out of the pack towards goal. It's going to bounce up. And it does. Can Eddie keep it in? I don't know whether he can. No, the umpire. He tried to.
What a party pooper.
But the umpire said touched right off on the line. So, unfortunately, Eddie, despite his best acting efforts, couldn't claim it. The ball comes out, grandstand side now. Free kick's going to go Traralgon's way.
Wow, that's the
payback. It's going to go the way of Troy Forrest.
Yeah, absolutely, Troy Forrest. It looks like he's got a short option on, and that there is Reed, and Reed marks it 50 metres out, and he's put the hand up as if he's going to go back and take the kick. Take his time and try and put it between the big sticks.
I think he'd play on here, wouldn't you?
Well, I think he needs to swing round onto his right.
He's got more chance of kicking this than me growing here again, mate. I'll give you the tip.
So is that saying he has got a chance?
No chance.
I was going to say.
No chance.
No chance.
Reed slowly makes his way in.
Not a hope.
He'll have
and
to
he
play
takes it off. He comes round, puts it outside at the top of the goal square. Eddie there over the top. No one. Blair at the bottom. Quick kick out. And Traralgon have got their wall all set up. Joel Scolders has taken the mark. He's too far out to score. He's about 60 metres out.
Here we go, McMahon short. No.
He needs to work out where he's looking. He's looking to transfer the ball, but then McMahon presents. He's worked hard today, McMahon. He's now 55 out here on this left boundary line. Swings round onto his right foot, puts it in towards the forward pocket. Eddie coming out again. At the feet was Snyder. And the ball has gone over the boundary line, and we've got the boundary throw in. 26 and a half minutes gone here in this last quarter.
Shortest quarter today's been 30 and a half, so there's probably another 3.5 to 4 minutes left.
All right, ball thrown back into the play. Wonthaggi get front position, held without the ball. Advantage could have been played. The umpire calls it back, probably to the detriment of the side that have the free kick, as Blair gives the ball back to his ruckman. And I reckon that's Hoother that has the ball, who goes towards the outer side of the ground. They've got some height, as Nick Lucino pointed out today. And now through McRae. Haven't caught him a lot today. Finds a teammate, outer side of the ground. Wonthaggi trying to pick their way through a fairly strong defence, but at this stage, Yench, I reckon, came up, took the mark, grabbed the right hamstring at the same time. Hope he's okay, because they need every fit man they can. They've lost 2, don't forget. So as much as they seem to be hanging on, probably in a lot of ways they are hanging on. Traralgon and North lost. Jake Best giving the directions to his Traralgon forwards to get behind the ball. How long to go? Not sure. 3. About 3.
Don't know.
Ruck contest comes out of there. There he is again. Mitch Hayes on that damaging left foot. Sends the ball forward. Lepraise has gone back to try and shore up that distance. And the ball has been... we will have a ball up there. Wonthaggi side of centre wing. Here we've gone 28 minutes here into the last quarter. The umpire is about to ball it up. Here we go. Hamilton and Staley go at it again. Handball comes out. No one can win it. No one can win the contest here. Ball quickly comes out. D'Angelo with skill gets it out there. Gets the handball over to Snyder.
Get it long.
Snyder kicks it long down there, but there's no one back down there apart from Fergus O'Connor from Wonthaggi. He's going to reload. This kick's important.
Is dangerous.
He kicks it around, but Tommy
well
McMahon
done.
is who he's kicked it to. Good second contest.
That's it.
And there it is. The Maroons have held on to win by 4 points. Isn't the coach happy? After 3 close losses this season, Traralgon have hung on to win by 4 points over the Power.
They have indeed, yeah. Absolutely sensational finish to the day, and hats off to both sides for giving it a 100% contest. Probably a long time coming, Traralgon, to win a close contest like that. And we'll talk more about those and what led to that great win in just a moment. It's football on Gippsland Live, courtesy of Harvey Norman, our friends at Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. We'll come back with all the stats that matter, our selection for the goal of the day, thanks to Sombreros, and also thanks to Isuzu, our Gippsland Live player of the day.
In 2022, TRFM is dedicated to providing Gippsland and the Valley with quality local news.
User groups at the Traralgon Recreation Reserve say a $2.75 million budget commitment by the state government isn't enough to carry out flood repairs from last June. Traralgon Football Netball Club President Kevin Foley says the club is losing thousands of dollars for each game they can't host.
Part of Gippsland and the Valley's way of life. TRFM, on the air and on iHeartRadio and radio app.
Australian-made furniture and bedding now at Harvey Norman. Mattresses and ensembles from the leading Australian brands. Lounge furniture and dining room furniture built for the family life with a great selection of